Yeah, booty shit.
Damn, look like my women is on time.
Sure. The man, myth, the legend. Big veteran. Yeah. I beat the dude like your boy Devin. Talk to him. The flies at an all-time high. Worldwide, they hit home like Patty LaBelle's pies. Undoubtedly, it's just to show who they admire. Only fold when the pool clothes out the dryer. Greedy cat, I ain't leaving no scraps. I caught Reggie once, but that was just a pace of stove back. Yeah. I've been running with the belt since the nose runny. I leave the mic chief and hard like it's 420. To my last breath, I destined to the fullest. Ghost Rider shook, cancer sweating bullets. They shook daily on the grind. Failure ain't an option. Stay with more than one bag like I'm grocery shopping. Chef and shit for the cream without the bootleg. Crash with your main bitch, now she's your obey. Go getter, smooth fella. Penn Stella, early 2000, I put up in on Rockefeller. Yeah, it take forever to mention who's better. Not a pack of fan, but on my mind it's the cheddar. Flows like God plethora, these hoes is too extra. HD lines, you can see it on the projector. Clear, half man, half a mason. I stay blazing, fly Langston in the higher ranking. Yeah, you fuckin' with Shaw, it's a pitfall. Out here, racing the bar, but only a bar. Do your Googles, nigga. Really, nigga, you gotta know. Iceman to the haters, middle finger and roll. Yeah.
As long as you've been gone, baby, you got a whole lot of work to do. No shit, baby.
I can dig it.
Made this shit.
What you got? What you got? Fuck all the questions, nigga. Come shop. What you got? What you got? Fuck all the questions, nigga. Come shop. What you got? What you got? Fuck all the questions, nigga. Come shop. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? Bring the guap to the spot. Don't make it hot, or you get dropped. If you want that op shit, you gon' get robbed. Back to this gas shit, let's get these pies. Stacking all this money, I love these honeys. OG gas bags, keep them flooded. Sippin' on that juice, but that muddy. Phone line blingin' up, all that money. What you got? Man, he need to stop. That nigga right there, he fancy working for the cops, man. I'ma make my money, man. And I'ma do my smoney things.
98 made this shit.
What you want?
Let's get into it, right? I ain't got my hat on. I don't even feel prepared. We're gonna talk about this today because I need to know, is Deion's actions becoming a problem? Because as we all know, football has been one of those things to where it's not about your look, it's not about it's about your production on the field. That's what gets you on the field. So let's get it popping. I'm going to show you the video that just came out not too long ago from my man Cut. Let's get it going. Do 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 do.
Or is it open?
We're going into a call.
Yeah. Or is it open? Or is it open?
Going into a call.
Oh, don't have it. Let me share it then. I'll share it. Let's get this going. Let me get this going for you guys. I apologize. I thought I had the whole clip.
Big moment today for Tennessee State University. Big Blue went out and got a really big name to head up its football program. Eddie George, who you could legit.
it was almost like that carnivore mentality that he has.
Do you think the two quarterbacks that have played have a little bit of an edge going into the fall? Or is it open competition?
Going into a fall?
Yeah, or is it open competition like every other spot?
It's every other spot. I mean, everything is competitive, man. We today at the conclusion of practice, it was a very Lord help me. It has nothing to do with y'all, trust me. It's just a silly moment right now. It's an open competition at every spot, and we're just trying to.
Coach, what's cracking you up? Come on, you gotta tell us now.
It's like I'm in a styrofoam box. That carnivore mentality that he has is coming out.
Do you think the two quarterbacks that have played have a little bit of an edge going into the fall? Or is it open competition?
Going into a fall?
Yeah, or is it open competition like every other spot?
It's every other spot. I mean, everything is competitive, man. We today at the conclusion of practice, it was a very Lord help me. It has nothing to do with y'all, trust me. It's just a silly moment right now. It's an open competition at every spot, and we're just trying to.
Coach, what's cracking you up? Come on, you gotta tell us now.
Let's just say it was a joke. Let's just say it was something that somebody said earlier in the day. Let's just say. But my mom always says, perception. It's all about perception. Play the game. Even if you think your son is the best thing walking, you can't do that to people's kids. Football has always been made and won on the field. And the mere fact that you have people like this is stupid. This is stupid. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. Oh, it's a rebuild. That's not how you treat kids who are in your program as of right now, because it's a rebuild. So you telling me you got 22 studs coming in? That's what you're telling me. That's what you're saying, Swaggy? You're saying you have 22 studs that are just going to take out the whole field. You don't have no kids left over from the last regime that's going to be part of this new. You just got a whole new squad. You got a whole new team that you're building with. That's whack. That's whack, bro. That is beyond phony. Beyond phony. But those blind fans who think Deion is all world, all knowing, he can't do no wrong. This is despicable, especially for our culture. If you're trying to build a new culture, this is what you're doing. Even if it's a joke, even if he legit had something to where he was like, you know what, it was funny. It was funny. That's not how you go about doing it, though. There's so many ways to come at this thing, and that's what you want to do? You want to pull that stunt? What? That's you want to do that? Come on, man. Come on, man. That's crazy. I'm doing it. I got to. It will be crazy for me not to. It will be it's not no. This is the foolishness that you're talking about. Just let them coach. That's not coaching. That has nothing to do with coaching. It's perception. Even if, and I'll give him the slimmest benefit of the doubt, but that's not the time. That's not the time. That's not the time to do that. That's not the moment to do that. And if it is, then you go out your way to make sure that's not how it's coming off. He didn't even do that. You go out your way. Hey, listen. Hey, we had a joke earlier today. I love Quincy. I love Jalen. They've been competing their butts off today. Come on, man. You can't do that. And Conscious, for you to be on my comments talking about that, that's crazy, my guy. That's beyond belief crazy. Caller, you live.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up? You live.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Willie Brown. I'm calling from Jackson, Mississippi. I'm an ex-football player at Jackson State University.
Come on, talk to me.
University of Alabama is Jackson State. So that lie said first four-star player. That's a lie. And when I came out, it was called Blue Chip All-American. That's what I was. I was a five-star player. So I came to Jackson State. So my reason for calling, man, is I agree with you 100%. I want to ride with Deion, man, but right now he's kind of beating me a little bit on the strength of I'm like you're saying, you don't tear down kids. I coach little league. I coach high school. There's no reason to tear down kids, even if his son is gonna come in, he's gonna be the next Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't tear kids down. Cause Quincy did. I mean, it's questionable. Quincy did enough to look at going into the starter for the next season. And I can't understand, but to sit there and laugh and act like that, man, I was excited about the FAMU game in Miami, man, but I right now, I'm going to make the Memphis game, but I'm kind of pulling out of that. I mean, he's been a disappointment to me, man. But I heard a guy on one of the pod shows said that he said if Deion, if it's about the kids, he gonna be good for Jackson State. But if not, if it's about himself, it could be a destruction. So I think that's what. I ain't gonna throw him under the bus yet, but man, I just don't get it, man.
People love this, and this is the thing that is killing me with the blind witnesses that I call for Deion, right? There's nothing wrong with the good that he's done. Nobody can take away the attention and the limelight that he's put to SWAC, but how you carry yourself is a problem. I don't care what you have to call a spade a spade. What he did at that conference, intentional or non-intentional, is bad. It's no different than what Barack Obama, if somebody asked him a serious question as a president and he laughed it off, it's not about what he was thinking, it's what people see. It's what comes off to people.
That's true, man.
So,
not to cut you off, but the thing is, man, I'm with you 100%, man. Everything you said. I mean, I'm just, I got on there. This is the first time I ever did a call in when I saw your number. But my son had been telling me about you. But man, you straight 100, partner. I'm telling you, man, I break things down. And he really came in here thinking it was going to be a walk in the park because you bringing coaches in. If you remember, Coach Saban went to the NFL. It didn't work for him.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll went there. He was successful. You can't beat Saban in college football, but they could beat him like he stole some in the NFL. So that means nothing. So that's what Deion thought. He thought coming to the SWAC was a walk in the park, and these coaches showed him different. So now he want to say, well, I got 4- and 5-star players coming. And if you don't put them in the right predicament, it means nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, man, I appreciate you, man. I love your show, man. And I appreciate you having me on, man. You have a wonderful night, man.
Hey, you too, man. You have a good night. Listen, if you in my comments and you can't call, I don't want to hear that. Because if you got something to say, that's why I have a call-in line. So stop being a punk about it. If you want to protect Deion, if you want to protect and you want to back up Deion, call in. Stop with the Twitter fingers. I'm about all that smoke. So you're not gonna scare me in the comment section. The reason you can comment on the comment section is the fact that I can't get with you like I want to get with you. But if you call into the line, I promise you I will get with you. It's too easy. Hey, caller, you live.
All right, here we go, bro. What's good?
Talk to me.
Okay, so I guess I'm not clear. Or I'm not following you. So you say that because he laughed at the press conference, he didn't say. He said that the competition was over. I mean, it was open. But how did you take it that he was downgrading somebody's kid?
Because of the
deal is this. Go ahead.
If you listen, this is how it is, right? Let me. I'm gonna break it down even simplistic, right? If you're arguing with your wife or your significant other, right, and she says something in regards to her, she's like, "Oh, I can't believe you said this to me," and you start laughing. Even if you thought of a joke that didn't affect her, it wasn't about her. She's going to take it as if that laugh was towards her, right? And now you have to explain why it was not. That's the same thing in this situation. If the question was asked, he laughed at the question. So now it directs it at the question. Now he has to go above and beyond to rectify the situation and be like, look, that's not what I know it could come off as that. Look, these kids, they've been battling their butts off. This is this is that. This is how it's about. It's all perception, my guy. That's all it is. Even if he was not doing it in regards to them, you still have to make it think that, okay, people are going to take it as if. And that's not how I want it to come off. You have to do your job to make sure people don't take it as such. Even if Deion didn't mean it like that, you have to go above and beyond to do that.
Did you take into account that Connell Maynard's comments from yesterday? He was talking about bringing in 4 and 5 stars, and you got to play today, and all that BS. Now, don't forget, I played with Connell Maynard. I thought it was great what he said, but because there was so much that was made over the Connell Maynard's comment, when he first talked about it, about Connell's comments earlier today, he goes, "You know what? People got to take shots at me." That's probably was just a reaction from what happened yesterday with Connell making those comments. And yeah, he laughed, but he doesn't have to go above and beyond, because we have all came onto your show, love everything that you're doing with this show, think it's great, give us something to do. But he knows that he doesn't have the talent across the board, which several people have tried to explain, including myself. He doesn't have the talent to play with anybody. Yeah, you can beat Edwin Waters and beat Mississippi Valley State, but you play right now against a Southern or Connell right now, he doesn't have the talent there. There are going to be 14 different kids that'll be eligible. That's going to make all the difference in the world. As I tried to explain to you Sunday, okay, you see Aubrey Miller flying around, and he's running wide open. He's playing, might not be in position all the time, but a lot of the other kids, Nuggets really good, and a couple other good players. Quincy played well, but you can't crown him after one game.
Nobody's saying he needs to be crowned.
That's all you've been saying. Oh man, Quincy's, he's got to be the guy. Because this is your exact words. There is no way that I would take Shador into FAMU and start.
I wouldn't.
Well,
that's my personal opinion.
Already on campus.
That's my personal
and
opinion.
I'll give you an analogy of that. Okay, remember Shane Buechele in Texas, how he beat Notre Dame when he actually played spring ball as a early enrollee, and then they beat Notre Dame with Charlie Strong's first year or second year. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So what would be the difference? FAMU is FAMU. You're not walking into a football juggernaut at FAMU. They're good, but you're not walking into a machine. So if Shador is on campus now, and as you stated yesterday, that he's been in that offense his whole high school career. So, like I say, at the worst case scenario, if Quincy started, that would be fine. If Shador started, it was fine. But one thing we do know, that now you're going to have 2 viable quarterbacks in the position, where you don't right now.
My thing is this is my problem. This is my problem, because you don't have all the information that I get. because I talked to some of the players. I call the players called me and talked to me. They said it's not fair that Shedeur is the starter. That's everybody knows Shedeur is the starter. That's the problem. Nobody has earned the position to me. If that's but I'm not the coach, so that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is that how can you say somebody's a starter? This kid has never played a game in college football, and yet and still you feel he's the best option when Quincy just put up 400 yards, 4 tubs against one of the top teams, not defensive teams, but just one of the top teams in the SWAC. That does not require him to be laughed at, regardless if that's what it was meant for or not. That's the perception of what happened. I had people call me, text me, send me this clip because everybody's perception is different. What you blind witnesses might see is that, oh, Deion was just laughing at a joke. What somebody's parents see, what somebody's brother might see, what somebody's cousin might see is that was disrespectful. And that's the part about it that I'm telling you Deion should fix. He has to fix, because if you're the CEO, you can't come off as if this is what you're bringing. That's my thing.
Okay, I'll ride with you right there, but I would hope. Yeah, I mean, you're a smart guy, but what this is what you ought to take in consideration. So why did it take Quincy so long to displace Jalen Jones?
First of all, the first thing is Quincy had COVID the first 2 weeks. So he didn't practice for the EWC game. So that's why he didn't even get the start for that. And then Jalen Jones won the EWC game. Jalen Jones won the Grambling game. So you can't take somebody out who's winning. Ask Dak Prescott and Tony Romo the same thing. They couldn't put Romo back in because Dak was winning. You like, bro, we winning. We can't sub you out. That looks bad. But then Jalen Jones had the back-to-back bad games.
Man, come on, Script. Now, I don't care if he beat Evan Waters and beat Mississippi Valley State. Okay, Quincy is obviously a better quarterback. You're gonna make no mistake about it. He's a better quarterback than Jalen Jones. Jalen Jones probably should be a running back. He's tough as hell, and he's athletic. We all agree about that. But being the quarterback at JSU is probably not the place for him to be, and especially when you got Quincy. Don't even put Shedeur in there.
So my thing is this: wait. If you're saying Quincy is better than Jalen, everybody says Quincy is better than Jalen. My real question is, what took them so long to put Quincy in the game? That's my real question.
That's the question I'm asking you. But I'm gonna tell you why he did that. In my opinion, my humble opinion. Somebody makes the comment, I think Sunday doing that show Sunday, is that what kind of message are you going to send high school top recruits, 4-stars such as Shedeur, is that if you come to a place like Shedeur, or come to a place like JSU, that if you came to as an early enrollee, and we're going to put a guy in that won one game, okay, and you're not going to get a chance to play. Nobody, only the people who have said, like me and like you, and maybe some of the players that said that Shedeur was going to start, it's been the fans. Now, at one time, unless I missed something somewhere, has Deion said that Shedeur is going to be the starter in FAMU? He hasn't said that. And unless you know something I don't know, and if I do, I stand to be corrected. Or if you do, I stand to be corrected.
No, he hasn't said
Nobody said that, but I mean, just because he's running first team with the scout team and the other transfers, maybe they're trying to get some chemistry together, and that's another point. The point was made Sunday that, well, you got all these offensive linemen supposed to be coming in. Majority of the players on defense, but he does have 4 or 5 transfers of offensive line, and he may be getting 1 or 2 more, after the spring semester. Maybe Shedeur is in there with them just to see exactly what they're doing. From we're listening to you and a couple other people, Coach Walker, I love his show too, that, the scout team is dominating what we, deemed as the B team, which we're seeing on Saturdays. So maybe they're seeing him forward around with a better line of, I guess, JSU's defense that we see, anybody can look good.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he's throwing him in there right now, because what we do know is that we only really got one viable quarterback, and that's Clinton. But we're not seeing what Shador is doing with the scout team. We're not seeing that. So we can't say that. And not one time has anybody produced that Deion Sanders said in a public forum that Shador is going to start. I personally think he's going to. But you can't like get by to hell. He laughed like hell. Maybe because all the crazy stuff Connell says. I love Connell, but no
listen, Corey. Listen, Corey. Hold up. Wait a minute, Corey. How do we get on Connell about a question about his own quarterbacks? Answer me that.
Look at all the craziness that's going on in the last 24 hours about 4 stars and 5 stars that was spawned by Connell. Look at all that.
Sir, he had an interview before this interview. He had a question before this interview, and they asked him about the Connell situation. They said, how do you respond to Connell saying you need to recruit more 4 or 5 stars? He said, people are using my name for a stepping stone. I'm not about that. He said, all I do is I coach my team up, and we do what we do, and we let the Lord bless us, and our light shine through that. I don't have to step on somebody's name to get there. That was early in the interview.
You just answered your own question then. Because that's what he said, and everybody keeps going back to it.
Nobody's going, man, Corey, man, get off.
Everybody's going back to it. That's why
get off my. No, nobody's talking about Connell, bro. Nobody is talking about Connell Manor. That had nothing to do with nothing. Nothing to do with nothing. Because at the simple fact of the matter, my simple point is, you cannot give that kind of look in with talking about your own players. And this is not the first time Deion has came for his players. That is not how coaching is done. It's the same thing as a quarterback. When a quarterback wins, he deflects. When a quarterback loses, he takes blame. It's the same for a cornerback. It's the same for a coach. When you win, you give it to your team. When you lose, you take the blame. It shouldn't be, oh, players don't believe. But I'm not seeing adjustments. Oh, but players don't believe. You got an I believe shirt on. I got an I believe shirt on. You guys got an I believe shirt on. But the kids don't believe. How does that work? How does that work? And it's real funny to me. All the JSU homers are the ones that's not calling in, but they all up in my comments blaming me. Oh, don't talk about that, Scotty. You're better than this, Scotty. No, I'm not better than this. I'm petty. I'm low. I'm beneath the table. Because this is foolishness. And you can go check out my old videos. I'm all for Deion. I'm all for what Deion is bringing. I'm all for what Deion can do for the SWAC. But there's a way you carry yourself. That's why Alabama State came for you. That's why Alabama A&M came for you. It's not because of who you are. It's because of what you're doing and how you're moving. Everybody knows you're the greatest corner of all time. Everybody knows you're this awesome guy as a football player. But as a coach, you're not. Listen. There is politics in how you move and everything. And anybody on here is lying if you say it's not. Because if you work a 9 to 5 and you're black, I promise you the way you are at work is not the way you at your house. The way you are at work is not the same person you're at the house. We all know what it means to put your white voice on. We all know what that means. So don't act like I'm saying something that's crazy. When Deion goes up in front of the media, he needs to put his white voice on. He needs to be cookie cutter, because you're going to give people like me the ammunition to talk back. Because at the simple fact of the matter, that's a bad look. I don't give a damn if he was a coach for 2 days. That's a bad look. And matter of fact, he's been a coach longer than that, because wasn't he coaching his son at Trinity? The homie, stay on the clock, my guy. That's what I'm talking about. So talk code switching. We all do it. So don't hit me with some, oh, he's this. Oh, that's how Deion is. Okay, that might be how Deion is. But understand how Deion is going to come with criticism. Stop hitting me with this homerism that you guys have so hard that at the end of the day, you can't see. That's a problem. That is what I'm about to show right now is a problem. Hey, you live.
Hey, this TT.
What's up, TT? Talk to me.
What's up, Chris? Yo, you calling a spade, dog. Yo, I support Sanders. I like that he brought all this attention, exposure to the SWAC and all that. But you got to produce numbers, and he's not producing right now. Maybe he'll produce later, but really, everybody knows you give a coach 3 years, maybe 5 at the most. He has to produce numbers. If he don't produce numbers, he need to be fired. You need to get a new one. That's for every division, everybody. I'm calling the spade saying, oh, FBS, they shouldn't fire theirs. They should fire theirs too. If you D3, if your coach is not producing, fire him too.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got to say, dog.
Hey, appreciate it, TT, for the call, my guy.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Conscious, I'm gonna let you roll. All right, hold on before I let you go. I'm gonna let you roll. But if you say something, I'm gonna stop you, and I'm gonna just because I don't want to lose any of your points. All right, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you roll. Go ahead.
You better than this, off script. You better than this, bro. And you know you better than this. So let me start off by saying this is a time in the era that we're in that historically HBCUs haven't been here. And it's an opportunity for us to develop some momentum, some enthusiasm, some excitement across the board for our fan base, and for us to push this league in the forefront. Now, is that going to come with some growing pains? Absolutely, yes. Is that going to come with us airing some dirty laundry out? Yes. But I take offense to the thought process that we have to belittle our own publicly. And I take offense when we can acknowledge and look at a hypothetical, make an assumption on it, and then act on it. And I feel like that's what you're doing right now. You took a hypothetical based on your perception. You casted it as a fact, and then you acted on it. And now you've created, I guess, a platform now to discuss it and to spew that energy across the board to other fans and to other individuals who are going to continue on the conversation across the board, which is then going to negate the productivity and the positive influence that we have going on with a particular movement. And not just a movement for Jackson State, a movement for all HBCUs. So that's why I said in the long run, in the bigger picture, you're better than this because you and I both know the media game and we know the football game. And, personally speaking, when I'm looking at that clip, the thing that I saw him laughing about is we just got our ass whipped by A&M. And our defense was porous. And the first thing the media wants to talk about is whether or not I'm going to run a dual quarterback system. Because he knows that the media wants to really drive up the notion about, is he going to name his son the QB? He's a smart guy. You and I both know this. Everybody knows this. So what the media has done is the media is like, oh, we got to take the low-hanging fruit. So what's the low-hanging fruit? The quarterback competition. Now, we saw the game. We saw all of the issues and all of the areas of weaknesses that Jackson State has. Personally, quarterback right now is the least of those problems. You got defensive line problems. You got offensive line problems coupled with all the injuries. We got 2 running backs now that are injured. And that's going into the fall.
All right,
and you got some possible secondary problems.
Okay, because you're going.
So why would the media target the QB battle as opposed to the obvious glaring weaknesses? So that's what I think he's laughing at is, wow, you guys really want to continue to pick on this subject to create some animosity within the program.
Okay, can I?
But go ahead with your point.
No. I want to have a back and forth because I don't want you to go on a long tangent and I can't hit your points as they're coming. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that, first of all, we all know what the angle is between the quarterback situation. It's because of his son. We all know what that angle is. It's It's a fire that can be dimmed or it can consume the program. It's either one of the two. Because if you give it to Shador and he earned it and he loses and it goes downhill, it's going to tear your program apart. If it comes up and he doesn't switch him out, I'll say that. If he loses and he doesn't play well and doesn't switch him out, it's going to consume your program. Or if you don't see a genuine battle for the position, or if he doesn't talk about there's a genuine battle. Listen, there's times where our boss can come up to you and be like, yeah, we got 2 people going for a promotion, but we all know who's getting the promotion. It's how that's my whole thing with this, is that the simple fact of the matter is, at every level in life, perception matters. When you walk up, when somebody walks into a job interview and they have tattoos all over their body, you're judging the book off the cover. So you're like, oh, he might, until you get to know the person, you're like, oh, okay, maybe it's something different. My thing is this, Deion, you know what they're saying about you. You know what the angle is with your son. Why would you add fuel to the fire by laughing at that question and not doing everything you can to deter the public from that perception? That's my only issue, Conscience. It's not to say, because I give them the benefit of the doubt. The people that called me, I said, you know what? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's just a bad look. It's a bad look. And for a head coach who's supposed to be a CEO.
I don't deny that it's a bad look, but I am not going to sit here and purposely attract negative attention to something that was a hypothetical because of my perception of what I know was going on in the program. And we can talk about the QB battles. We can talk about the feelings of the students or the players for that matter. And we can talk about him not being professional. Well, not when he say professional, but him not dodging the question in a politically correct way because of based on his personality. So, you know, he's had to field some of these questions over and over again, and who knows what may have been going through his mind at that particular time. But I'm not going to cast blame for him, you know, in a satirical way for him looking at the situation where the media is constantly berating him, not berating him, but constantly attacking him with some of these questions on who is going to be the QB. Because we know the QB battle is essentially the centerpiece of a team.
Facts.
So that's the easiest way that you can either create a powerful team or destroy a team internally is the QB battle. So I think Prime is smart enough to at least acknowledge it. And I think that's why he was laughing. But as far as fans go, we have to look at this for what it is. And right now, Deion is in a place and is in a great position to not only help Jackson State, but to help everybody across the board.
Okay.
And I, for one, am not going to historically do what most of my people have done every time that there was a good movement, and that's be crabs in the barrel. We've dealt with it time and time before. So just like it's low-hanging fruit for him to avoid that question, it was low-hanging fruit for the media to toss the question to him. It's low-hanging fruit for us to talk about it.
Okay, let me ask. This is the problem that I have with that whole mindset, right? It's kind of like, okay, we want to be treated fairly. All Black people want to do is be treated fairly, right? But then when you get the same criticism that every other coach gets, then it's Black people pulling Black people down. No, you can't have it both ways. If you want the equality, I won't even say fairness. If you want the equality across the board, Nick Saban yanks a kid by his face. Oh no, I'll get Tom Izzo. He grabs a kid by his jersey and yells in his face. It's a bad look. He gets creamed for it. Nick Saban does it. They're going to ask him a question about it. That's how coaching works. You are a CEO, a public figure of a Fortune 500 company. Now that Deion has stepped on the scene, you're definitely a Fortune 500 company. You're definitely, being looked at. So it's not crabs in a barrel kind of mentality, because nobody's trying to bring Deion down. What we're simply saying is at the end of the day, if you're this guy and this figure, you have to move a certain way. And even if even if that means you're still being Deion, which is everybody loves Deion being Deion, but at the end of the day, there's some things you just can't do. You just can't do it, Deion. And if you do it, okay, just no criticism is coming behind it. It's no different than how he came into the SWAC. Go ahead.
But off script, I never heard the criticism from any of those people that you just talked about with a Tom Izzo and a Nick Saban. I never heard the media create and cast a perception in the light that there was a bad coach or a bad move. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that argument. That's my point to you, off script, is that when it comes down time to delicate, sensitive businesses and in-house business, the media is trained to act a certain way with a certain demographic and act a different way with another demographic. We see it all the time. So we understand that the rules and the way people operate is different. There's a different set of rules when you're dealing with us, when you're dealing with all the rest of the demographics. You know that. The rules are just different. It is what it is. So we have to at least adapt to it and understand we're not going to bash our own in public no more. We're just not going to do it. You said you was rolling with us, right?
You
rolling with us.
I roll with JSU.
I believe you JSU. I'm an alum, bro.
You can't
I'm an alum. So guess what that means?
Go ahead.
That means that I don't care how bad it is. I don't care if I don't agree with the internal decisions. Those are in-house issues. Those are in-house issues that I'm not going to go publicly and bash my university or bash an HBCU in general because I know what my people have been through. Let me finish this thought. Let me finish this thought. Look, you said earlier when you was talking about he has to know better. Bro, Jackson State has always had a target on his back because we cocky, we arrogant, and we're full of pride. And personally, we deserve it. We deserve to act this way because of where we have been, what we have accomplished, and where we want to go. Now, some of the other schools don't have the history that we have. Does that make them less than us? No, it doesn't make them less than us, but we're prideful. And we're gonna boast and we're gonna acknowledge and act like we know who we are.
All right, Conscious, listen.
And some schools don't like that. So please don't mistake this as an opportunity where you think people are agreeing with you because you're highlighting a point that is obvious.
Listen.
They're gonna agree with you on some instances because they're against us.
No. My thing is this. People's gonna have their own opinions about everything. There might be Alcorn people who just see the video like, yeah, he talking about Deion. I don't like Deion. I don't want Deion to be at JSU. Okay, cool, whatever. I ain't talking like that because I don't have no dog in the fight. I really don't. So to me, it would be worse if I went to Southern and I came on here and was like, yeah, no. I ain't going to no HBCU. I went to Claflin. We ain't even got a football team. So, so I ain't got no dog in the fight. What I'm saying to you is at the end of the day, it's a bad look. He's a CEO. You can still be Deion, but you need to move accordingly. Every coach gets criticized. Saban's been criticized. Lane Kiffin's been criticized. Pete Carroll, every head coach gets criticized. And the equality of it is that just because you're black doesn't make you immune to being criticized. That's not equality. I got other callers, Conscious. You know you're always good with me, my guy. Appreciate the call. Hey, calling you live.
Every head coach gets criticized, and the equality of it is that just because you're black doesn't make you immune.
Hey, you live.
Yeah, man.
Hey, turn your background down.
Come back on, man.
Turn your background down.
Hey, am I live?
Yeah, but turn your background down.
Okay, I got you.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, this Willie from Jackson, Mississippi again. I had to call back, man, because I couldn't believe that brother that just got off the line because a lot of my counterpart Jackson State people, you keep saying you're alumni, but you're talking to a former player. If you ain't been on the inside looking out, you don't know what's going on. I'm Jackson State 100%. But if they understand what you're saying, hey, the reason he couldn't get the job at Florida State because they're not gonna tolerate you coming there down on the kids and laughing like that on national. You know, even Stephen A. Smith got upset when he went publicly about the something missing the heels. I didn't have a problem with it, but I understand what he's saying because they already kind of bashed us HBCU. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna finish. My son pointed out something to me the other night, which made a lot of sense. We saying that you look at Jackson State games, it's like we lacking offensive linemen, we lacking this, we lacking this. It's like this and that there. How is it with the same team last year? We came one game from beating Alcorn, going to the SWAC championship. Now all of a sudden we like the bad news bears. So that tells you something is wrong somewhere. All these players are not that bad. It's something. I'm with Deion 100% when he came on. He's doing, people looking at what he's doing on the financial side. Deion, just like anybody else, he don't have any coaching experience. I understand that. And I'm willing to ride along with him on that. But some of this immaturity he got as a head coach, I'm not with that because first of all, I'm gonna tell you one thing, and they can sugarcoat it like you want. As long as I've been coaching and playing football, it's something that I saw happen that I have never seen. When Jackson State was getting ready for spring practice, getting ready for a spring season, Shadua was out there taking reps from the first team offense. That's never been done for somebody that's not been to play. So what kind of message are you sending to the guys that's supposed to be finna get ready to play a season? So you was already saying your son gonna be the starter anyway.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
All these people that's talking, my son been interacting with some of these parents. I didn't get on here to bash Deion, but let the truth be told. That's tacky. You can't do kids like that. You keep hollering about even with Maynard. Wait till the fall. So Maynard said we playing now. So you gonna tell me you got all these kids coming in the fall gonna make the difference? They gonna run through everybody.
Thank you.
Wrong time zone, partner. It won't be this one. Cause really, this SWAC thing done got it's huge. It's strong now. So I mean, he can go dig up some coaches and he ain't gonna pull off what he thinks. But what they did do, he really thought coming in here, this was gonna be a little easier than he thought. If he was smart, he was smart about trying to get coaches to surround himself. But where he made the mistake is you're not paying attention. That's gonna be the only difference between him and Eddie George. Eddie George gonna try to groom men. He got coaches around him to help guide him. Deion is like a time bomb. If he don't get it in line, only thing Jackson State gonna benefit from is finance and all this other mess. But we still ain't gonna get nowhere on the football level. Thanks, man.
No, man. Appreciate the call, man. That was dropping bombs. Just dropping knowledge. And he listen, he's a Jackson Stater through and through. I don't even know if that's a word. He's a Jackson Stater through and through. Let's go. Calling you live.
Yeah, what up, man? What up? I'll scrub, you good?
Yeah, talk to me. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, man, just Detroit, man.
Hey, what's up, Detroit?
Bro. Hey, real talk though. It just seems like what happened. Everybody turned the tide on Deion, man. No. Everybody kind of knew this was going to come with. This is part of what Deion brings. Everybody knows that, and now everybody acting brand new since they done lost 3 games. So it's like nobody was talking none of this his first 3 games. Now everybody see it's a whole different wave now. It's crazy, and I looked at the interview a couple of different times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was being disrespectful. I just think he's just like, he's thinking about what he's teaching in practice, what the coaches are going over, and not seeing it on the field. I would laugh and shake my head too if I was thinking about it and talking about it. But people are so quick to jump on this man and not let this thing run its tail, see what happens in the fall after he gets his guys in, and see what happens then. Then you can have a better assessment of what he's really bringing to the table. And people keep talking about his son. Yeah, he's been coaching his son for 6 years. That dude's been with Peyton Manning. He's been with the best. He's been getting the best training. If he's out in practice and they got first string or the starters from the fall and the starters currently going against each other, you know who's out there playing. You know who really out there throwing that ball. I mean, let's really slow it down and take a look at what he's bringing and stop bashing this man. Let him do his thing. Then if his coaching doesn't stand up to what it should be, then he's out the door just like anybody else.
Let me talk to you, Detroit, real quick. All right. So what you're doing is deflecting, right? Because you're deflecting and you're being a blind witness at the same time. What I'm saying by that is this: you cannot say, hey, I watched the interview a couple of different ways, and I would laugh too if I thought about, you don't know what he was thinking about. I don't know what he was thinking about. That's the point, is that it's the perception of what the question was asked. He laughed. I cannot assume anything. I cannot unassume anything. I have to take it for what it is. And in that moment, it was a bad look. I am not jumping off the Deion bandwagon. My criticisms, if anybody's watched this channel, has been one to two things. He doesn't make adjustments, and he gets beat by the same way every game. I don't care if you're an NFL Hall of Famer. I don't care if you're a Pop Warner coach. You're not going to beat me with the same scheme every time you play me. I'm going to stop that. That's my issue. But now I have you, Detroit, coming on here, and I appreciate the support, my guy. But I got you coming on here talking about, oh, I would laugh too. You don't know what he was laughing about. And then what makes it even worse is that he didn't do his due justice to make sure that you didn't think he was laughing about the kids. That's the point. That's the only point I'm really trying to make out here, is the simple fact of Deion needs to do a better job of being a CEO. If you're going to be a coach, Maynard, that comes with consequences. If you're going to be a coach, Odoms, they all get criticized. McNair, Odoms, Maynard gets criticized because they say he never beats nobody. He never wins the big game. Odoms gets criticized because he never beats Alcorn when it matters. Everybody gets criticized. The criticism is going to come. My problem is, Deion, you're supposed to teach these young men how to be young men and deal with the media. That's not the way to do it. That's my point, Detroit.
Right, I got you. And trust me, I'm not deflecting for nobody. I'm grown as heck, man. And I'm be 100, be honest with you. The one thing I will say, though, and I'm just being dead honest with it, man, is that we still got to give this team and this man to be able to have the opportunity to be able to put a product on the field that we can all take a look at and say, okay, is this a good product or is this a bad product? And that is not just including the football field, but that is also for JSU as a whole and what he's bringing to these kids, to the HBCU culture, period. Mm-hmm. And the last thing but not least, 2020 is 2020 hindsight is perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, be easy, man. I appreciate you taking my call.
Hey, anytime, Detroit. Anytime, my guy. Listen, guys, we going to agree to disagree, and that's fine. And that's why I want you to call on, and you can give me your opinions and this is what this is about. But understand, I'm going to bring the smoke right back to you. You feel me? That's what I do. Maybe. And you live, caller.
Hey, man. What's up, man? Thanks for taking my call.
Anytime. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is John. I'm calling from the DMV.
Hey, DMV, you good with me, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First, let me say this. I absolutely love HBCUs. I love them. I support them. I follow HBCU sports. I follow HBCU history. There's not anything you can't tell me about HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
And let me say this. I love the fact that Deion has come over to Jackson State and brought all this attention to not only JSU, but as you see with Tennessee State, to HBCU football. I love the movement. I support the movement. As soon as he signed up, I sent a donation. Check the records.
He said,
I didn't even go to Jackson State.
Check my checkbook.
Okay? I didn't go to the SWAC school. I didn't go to a MEAC school. I went to Morehouse. But I sent a donation in because I'm supporting this movement.
Got you.
That being said, if he is going to sit in that seat and represent us, by us, I mean HBCU people, he's going to have to do it correctly. What he did today was not characteristic of a professional head coach, period. It was not. He has to represent HBCUs with pride, character, and professionalism. That he did not do today. He did not make us look good. Forget how it made him look. He's representing all of us.
Facts.
In the HBCU spectrum. He got to get that together. He can lose donations, donors.
Facts.
He can lose
alumni.
Recruits.
Yep.
He's got to handle that question better. Whether or not, and I hope that his laughter stemmed from what Conscious was saying in the earlier call about thinking about other things from the previous game, not really that question.
Mm-hmm.
However, the timing of his laughter during that question was almost childlike, damn near immature. I didn't appreciate it. That's all I got to say.
Oh, man, thank you for the call. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, caller, you live.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, what's up, All Script? My name is Dorian, calling from Virginia Beach.
Hey, DMV, you good with me? You a little low, but it's okay.
Let me see if I can cut it up a bit.
Oh, no, I was talking about Richmond. I'm talking about Virginia Beach. I'm talking about in the DMV area. Go ahead, you good.
All right, so I've been looking into this case about Deion Sanders, and I'm gonna cut it straight. Now I'm the alumni of Jackson State.
Oh, that's what's up.
So I'm all with it. I'm all with it, but when I look at kind of his nature and everything that he did, he started out looking for the job at his alma mater, Florida State, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seminoles. The reason why it wasn't like he didn't get the job. He actually, when I went back and did research, he turned down the job because he said he wanted to do things a certain way. For anybody that's looking into that, like, you got to understand, the whole characteristics of him, his entire professional NFL career into this moment. Like, he loves the flash. He loves the, robs. He loves the, now, does that mean that he's not immature? Of course not. He's definitely immature. But I think, when I look at the case, this is his character. And so as fans or non-fans or as, it's like what you see is what you get. That's one thing we can't be honest. Like, he is going to be himself. Like, when the whole incident went down, when somebody stole his stuff,
mm-hmm.
and you had Stephen A. Smith on national broadcast said that he shouldn't have posted it. He shouldn't have talked about it. And so when I watched his interview, post-interview, after his reaction to what Stephen A. Smith said, he said, well, he has his way, I have my way. So what I'm saying is, yeah, I definitely think that it's a distraction, but I also understand that this is what came with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
So if Jackson State wants to get the publicity that they knew that they were going to get behind him, then you also got to understand this is who he is.
Mm. I like that, Deron. Thank you so much. You man, listen, my thing is this, though. So in regards to the clip, how do you feel about that?
I definitely understand where everybody's coming from. I thought it was immature. And then I also thought that he wasn't giving his current players a fair chance. because if you already look into the future, it definitely says that, you know, like, hey, you're not, like, why are you in it? It makes people question his motives. Like, are you just in it because your sons are there? Like, are you going to be there once your sons graduate? And I always think to myself, you know, what makes a great coach in my book is if you can develop players, not how you can recruit. Because anybody can recruit, you know, well, not anybody, but a lot of people can recruit 5 stars. But if you can't develop them, then, I mean, honestly, that's why the transfer portal was invented. So I'm looking to see him, you know, instead of complaining about, because I watched the last game and how he just got beat by Alabama A&M, and, you know, he does a whole lot of complaining about players not stepping up. And, you know, that's cool, but 3 weeks in a row, like, at some point, like, what are you doing to develop players? That's what I'm looking at.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You can't blame the play. It ain't all the players' fault. Like, you got this NFL coaching staff. I mean, at some point, y'all got to do y'all job.
Yeah.
You know, I've been saying it since since we played Valley. You know, his coaching, his inexperience in coaching is really showing.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been saying it, you know, like how you keep getting beat by the same players. It's more than just the players.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that goes back to, and I appreciate you bringing, you know, the call, but that goes back to, and I'm going to try to jump back and forth between the topics, right? Because you keep throwing your players underneath the bus, right? But if we're all watching the same film, we're all watching the same game, and these teams are constantly beating you with the blitz, then how? So you're telling me that college students, college football athletes cannot understand numbers to where they can say, hey, we only have 5. They're bringing 7. We need 2 extra blockers. Where are they coming from? One can come from the running back. One, if I saw a quarterback, if I saw Jalen Jones bring his receiver in to block, bring his running back up to the line to block, and they still miss the block, that's not on Deion. That's on players. Yeah. But I've seen numerous of times where they are just out coached in scheme. That's not on players. That's your coach not putting you in position to win.
Right.
But appreciate the call, my guy.
At some point, you know, like their play scheme is going to have to change.
It has to. And I don't, and I appreciate the call, my guy. Real talk. Thank you so much.
All right.
And I don't want to go in this path of fall this, fall that, and conspiracy theorist of him putting up Jalen Jones, you know, to make his son look good. But what I will say is that it doesn't help that everybody is clamoring for Shador because of the quarterback play of Jalen. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, man. This is KJ calling you there.
What's up, KJ?
All right, man. What I just wanted to comment on was just to try to make sure we can understand. I know when you hear people talk about people saying that okay, when you bring in my class coming from for the fall. Now, 2 things can be happening with that. One thing can be this right here. A lot of times, if you've ever been a part of a coaching change, you find out, man, it's very political. And you find out that a lot of times those coaches have been told certain different things. Yes, they've gone in and looked at film or whatever. And what they're doing is like, hey, man, you guys have been losers. That's why I'm here. I wouldn't have been here if you guys were winning. So I'm coming here. I'm going to bring my own people in. And oftentimes what you'll find what some coaches will do, I think I've heard Deion say this. Now, again, I want to make sure that I'm not an apologist for him. But when he talks about we go find out who's on the ship, who's off the ship. And sometimes the mental challenge is there. So oftentimes you will hear coaches often tell you, well, you better wait till I got a serious freshman, I got a recruit coming in. And I'm telling you now, you on your last leg. So sometimes it's mind games that are being played to try to see who really on the ship, right? Because you're already kind of looking at it and kind of going like, you know what? Again, I don't know if these guys are mentally tough. to be able to go into certain different things. So that could also be the other game that's being played. I mean, let me hear your thoughts on that.
I feel like no, and I agree with you because I mean, I playing high school, playing college, coach, because that's all coaches and recruit. That's all they talk about is, yo, I got you. Hey, look, you think you good? Look at this freshman highlight tape I got coming in. It's part of that's part of the game. That's part of college football that you're always one injury away, one player away from getting your spot took. That's just facts. So that's not the issue. My issue is that you're making it seem that your class is everything. Your class is life. That's what, because it's spread it like wildfire through the JSU community. Is like, wait to the fall. They start losing. Wait to the fall. Oh, the fall. Oh my God. But if you know football, it's more than just talent. You need the chemistry. You need people to understand each other. You need to. Who's to say this 4-star that you have coming in knows how to read coverages, knows how to read? He don't know. He might not. He just might be an athlete, and you still got to coach him up. It's so many variables to just put everything on your fall class to be like, oh, better get me now or the fall. No, the problem is you better get yourself together because in the fall, I got teams. You're playing against teams with chemistry. You're playing against an Akil Glass who's played with his receivers for 2 years. He don't got to practice timing. They know what they expect of him. You got a Felix Harper who was just offensive player of the year last year and won the SWAC. You got Southern who is demolishing Bama's with that massive O-line. It's not about them. It's about you.
Right. And I think this is also, I think there's a point where there is a belief a lot of times with guys who've gone on the Power Fives and done that if they come down to HBCU level, that it's going to be a lot easier. And I think the same way with him saying that, you know what, I don't think that if he was at FSU or other and he brought his son in, I don't think it would be that way. I truly don't think that he would come in and say from the giddy up he's going to be the star.
Yeah,
because I think he understands that it's not going to go down that way. So I think there's a point where when you look at the HBCU level for Deion, I think there's a point where you guys are getting a savior, right? Yeah. Sometimes I watch his press conference interviews when they have on Mondays, and oftentimes he often tells them, "Hey guys, great job, we're doing this." So it's almost as if, how can I put it? It's like he's a coach to the coaches, right? He's a CEO to the ADs. He's teaching people he's at a level in which he can teach down to other people as compared to somebody being on his level. He has to learn from others too. And I think that's going to be something that he may have to end up learning that, hey man, I don't know everything. Yeah. And there's something that these guys, they might be on the HBCU level, they can teach you something too. Yeah. So I think that's something that can be learned by him, and hopefully he'll come around to that.
Yeah, and I hope he does. I really do, because at the end of the day, I am for JSU, but I'm gonna call us. Like my mom always says, right is right and wrong is wrong. Like I'm not a just because you're Deion or just because you're one thing or the other doesn't mean that I can't say something about you. That's not how this works. It's at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong, and you was wrong. It's just that simple. But appreciate the call, my guy. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish your point.
Okay, and one last thing, Script. I think how old are you?
I am 31.
31. Okay. All right. Well, I want to be your father, man. But I think what's happening. I think what my man was saying. I think his name was Conscious. I think what he's trying. Trying to understand that there is a way in which we have to go about handling things. Mm-hmm. Now, you saw that play out with Obama. Even though there were things that were wrong, we will be willing to go swallow it and don't allow the majority of society to see it and keep it that way as compared to, some of the younger guys now who are willing to say, oh, no, we go call that out too. And you hadn't had a chance to really see sometimes how the general public are trying to be able to use it as ammunition for attack. And I get what you're saying from that point, but I think both of you kind of have a point in what you're saying. And I think it's a give and take that you can listen for what he's saying, maybe go in and maybe kind of change a few things or whatever if you think so. He can also listen to what you're saying and be able to say, hey, man, hey, if it's wrong, it's wrong. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it or whatever and just try to keep it hidden. So I see both sides of it.
I appreciate it, my guy. Thanks for the call.
No problem, man.
All right. Go ahead, I Smoke. You live.
Yeah. Like, I know what I'm writing. You think it's fight. No, we both probably come from similar backgrounds. This ain't no fighting. This me standing up for the man that made a booming change in the last 40-something years for HBCUs. I understand he has certain things you can call out on.
What's your name and where you're calling from? What's your name? Where you're calling from?
My name is Bless Horn. I smoke hip hop live.
Okay.
And,
go ahead.
And it's like I understand your passion. This is what you do. And I understand you just wrote something. Where would I be without you? No disrespect. I wouldn't be here on your channel without Deion. Let's just get that out the way. But I don't blame you. I have the same similar. You should toot your own horn. You work hard on your channel. I'm a content creator. I ain't even mad at that. But you asked a question. Here it is. I'm here because Primetime brought me to many HBCUs platforms that I didn't even know exist, except for the marching band one. I don't know his name. Now I'm seeing, and it's not just you. It's
like everybody popping up.
Every time you bring greatness to a school like JSU and many other schools, he's highlighting a factor for Black athletes in a time you guys need the attention, period. And you choosing this time to really come at Deion like that, you don't think the blogosphere is going to, hold on, kids, you don't think the blogosphere is going to pick it up? You know what I mean? You don't think this is going to create a false narrative and the naysayers are standing behind and they can't wait to jump on your type of platforms that are doing this. This has been going on for years, and I know you're not a puppet. I would never accuse you of that. You seem passionate. But what is the end game of this? Why is this needed to be done now?
Bless. No. Wait. All right, so I'll let you go. Bless one. This is how it works.
No,
right?
You're right. I'm gonna be fair and shut up right now.
No. Listen, it's a banter, but I'm gonna push back. The thing about
no, bro. We just sharpening skills.
Yeah. It's too easy. It's too easy. Like that. So what I'm saying to you is, and congratulations on your channel as well. And you can shout it out as well. But at the same time,
no. I didn't say 100,000 to show off. I didn't want you to think I'm trolling because I see what people do. That's why I put 100,000. I don't normally do that, but continue. My bad.
But my thing is this: is that you can't come into something and then not expect what comes with it. That's my problem. If you think just because you're Deion, you're untouchable, that's a problem. Because if it was at a Power 5 conference, he would get this 10 times worse. Why? Because of the bigger platform that he is. Because of Florida State being the platform that it is, plus adding Deion is going to make it even bigger. I'm not talking about what Deion's bringing as a bad thing. All I'm saying is, Deion, how you're moving, my guy, is a problem. I don't care how you want to flip it. You cannot do this in this arena and expect not to be talked about. It's just that simple. I don't give a damn if it was Barack coming down here to coach. I would come on this channel and simply tell you what Barack did was wrong. It's that. Right.
I criticize Barack, by the way. I didn't vote for him. I don't nothing against him. But I'm just maybe Deion is the change that y'all needed. Maybe going against the script of the HBCU, how long it's been going on, because I represented FAMU. Maybe we need to see a script change. Maybe we need a little flair and finesse.
It's
maybe
not the
we
flair
need a drill sergeant up in that piece. Maybe we need a man to look at them boys in the eyes and say, "You ain't it." I see a Brandon B in your chat saying bye.
Blessed.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's not what I'm talking about, my guy.
Messy, bro. I'll scream salute to you, but black people are messy, bro. It's nothing ever you can do good enough for black people, and that's the problem. And this guy like Brandon in your chat room, is the exact problem. Bye, sir, but what opinion or solution you're offering? I didn't see nobody until Deion come to actually do the change that's needed.
Bless.
Now, you said Deion can't come in a program like that and not expect the problem, but that's the point. He should expect the problems and the changes. That's what he's doing there.
Bless.
He should go with the system and expect things to be the way they are. And yes, Ryan, I did say black people are messy, including me at times. I look at myself in the mirror before I make a statement. Yes, Deion, Ryan. Black people are messy.
Blessed. Listen, if he does that, what you're saying, right? If he okay, let me be honest with you, right? Do you watch sports? Do you watch football?
Come on, bro. Let's continue, bro. You know I watch sports.
Okay, so my thing is this. Wait a minute. There's nothing wrong. Listen.
Just go to my channel. Hold on, bro. To show you how black people are. Apparently, I'm not black, but yet you can just click on my channel.
All I ask you to do is listen, my guy. All I've asked you to do is listen. My simple thing is this. I'm just asking. So if I give you an analogy, I didn't want you to miss it. My simple thing is this. Is that Bill Belichick comes into the front, and I'm not comparing Bill to Deion, but what I'm saying is what he does behind closed doors is behind closed doors. If he comes up into a kid's face and says, hey, man, you ain't got it behind closed doors, that's fine. That's fine. That's coaching. What you can't do is what you're not addressing is the actual interview, my guy. That's what I'm addressing. I'm not talking about anything that Deion has brought that makes Deion great, that makes Deion good.
No, I'm not talking about I'm talking about what you're doing right now, though.
I'm talking in regards.
Is being a Benedict Arnold at a time we should be in unison.
Oh my God!
What is the point
of criticizing? How old are you, my guy? How old are you, my guy?
Honestly, a salute to you off script and salute to your chat.
How old are you,
bro? And
how old are you?
If y'all want to have a banter against Deion, y'all have fun. And I guess I'm not black, and I vote for Donald Trump. Thank you for proving.
Hey, caller, you live. Hey, caller, you live. You live. 646, you live.
Hello?
Yeah, you live. Turn your background down.
Hello?
Yeah, turn your background down.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, turn your background down.
Oh, let me turn this down. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah. So
listen, here's my thing, right? I watch you almost every week. Me and my dad was talking about this. My name is Sean. I'm from New York, but I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, born and bred. My mother taught at Jackson State. So when Deion comes and we're excited and everything is all good. That's great, and we like it like that. But I told my dad, I was like, Dad, every time we lose, it was the second game. He's saying it's the players. But I'm watching him watch these players in real time, their problems happening, and the adjustments aren't being made from week to week. And I'm saying like that, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, even if you're a really good coach, I mean, you could take mediocre talent and do a little bit better, right? Because if the problem was really there's no talent, then how do you get 47 points this past weekend, right?
When they get 50 you'll be getting blown out.
It just seems like those adjustments aren't being made. And so what's going to happen in the fall when all the talent comes? And I mean, do you have to have the best talent in the world to win? Because it seems like the black coaches are coming with it. And I don't know what's going to be the solution. I mean, what are you going to say then when the wins aren't happening? Because those coaches are coaching their asses off. And I don't know. It seems like they ran into a little bit of a brick wall. But every week when they lose, it's always these players. And I'm saying to myself, what's the adjustment? What's the adjustment? It cannot be just those boys. Like the quarterback, the Quincy guy, he delivered this past week, and that's his first week out there, and he killed it. So to me, I don't know. I just don't know. And I think I'm listening to the conversations. It's two different conversations. Seems like it's happening. One is about do we love Deion, and the other one about him performing in his job role. No one's knocking him. We're all grateful for what's going on, but even he's gonna win. You know?
Yeah. Listen, your point that I want to hit on one point that you said, and I'm gonna let you go. The one point that I appreciate you talking about is if you're not having talent, you're not going to be in games. It's just that simple. If you don't have talent, the games wouldn't come down to 1 point, 2 point. Every game would have been the Southern game. Every game you would have been getting mollywopped by himself. You see what I'm saying? So you can't say that you don't have any talent, but at the same time,
100%.
That's it. That's it. So appreciate the call, my guy. Hey, caller, you live. Turn your background down for me.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up,
you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, what's going on, man? It's Rashad, man, from Memphis. So check this out. I want to dive in on a couple of things and really get to the crux of what I think we've seen here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first thing first, I'm gonna say this: I'm not shitting on Deion. You know what I'm saying? Let me say that I'm not disrespecting Jackson State.
Yeah.
So that's first, because I know it's a lot of Jackson State fans out there. This has nothing to do with Jackson State. So let's put that to the side just for a minute. So let's start at the whole situation. Deion's a new coach, right? So I understand that Deion is a new coach, so he go through his bumps and his bruises. He's got to figure it out, right? He got to go through the whole process. To me, Deion has always been Flash. He's not going to change today. He was like that in college. He was like that in high school. I mean, he was like that in the NFL. He's going to be that guy. So it's kind of like I told her with Donald Trump. You know why Donald Trump never surprised me? Because I knew who Donald Trump was when he got in office. So it never surprised me. And it's almost, if you look at it, it's kind of the same similar shit here. We're defending some stuff that, you know, people defend Donald Trump for the bull crap that he would say. We're kind of defending Deion on the bullshit that he's doing too. So when we go back to the whole Edward Waters situation, right? First thing first, we talk about in-house business. So let's talk about HBCUs. The last thing I would ever do, let me ask you a question. Do you know how many times Nick Saban's shit's been stolen out of his locker room?
No.
Nobody knows, right? I'm sure it's been stolen before. I'm sure Deion was not the first coach to ever have something stolen from him. But the problem is, we don't really know about it. You understand what I'm saying? So you not only did you kind of, okay, we got the big fanfare, your team did well, but you know what it did? It shifted from Jackson State blowing out Edward Waters and putting on a good show to my stuff got stolen. So then you see people in the comments saying, oh, there's like a typical HBCU or black school. So did we help or did we hurt? Not only that, see, people fail to realize something. There's a security guard that works at that arena that's 60 years old, that works that arena, been working for 20 years, that had to deal with it or take their BS in. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't realize when you throw punches, some other people in smaller spaces got to feel those punches. So you took the narrative of positive. When you clicked on ESPN, you saw a picture of Quincy and Deion sitting right there. Under the caption, it didn't say Jackson State beats up on Edward Waters. It says Deion Sanders stuff gets stolen at halftime at the game. So that's first. So in-house business. That's in-house business. You keep it in-house. That's the first thing. Second thing is, man, the whole situation about, you know, I want some dogs. I'm getting 4 and 5 star players next year. That's cool. I get it, right? You taking over this new company. You want your people in there. But what I do know is this. How you know you ain't got dogs in the locker room? Because what we always shit on these kids and say, oh, these kids quit the transfer. But we never talk about the kids who go through the bad, who endure multiple coaching changes. We never talk about that though, right? We always blame the kids. So you got a kid that's used to running one way, then he got to deal with a brand new coach. Hendricks hadn't been there long enough to even change the culture, if you want to be honest about it. He hadn't been there that long. So now, boom, you get Deion. So we don't have any dogs. Okay. So then the problem goes, when we're winning, we're great. When we're losing, I got to get some dogs. My kid's not doing good. They're not playing the way we're supposed to. Come on, bro. What are we doing here? Because I'm a leader. I'm going to take the good and the bad, just like the quarterback. When the quarterback do well, the team do well. When the team loses, the quarterback takes the hit. Deion it's the Deion show, man. And it's kind of irritating because even when they asked about the scrimmage, he sold Shador on how well he did. Well, what about Quincy and Jalen? Oh, they came to the game. Oh, they showed up. Why put them out there like that? Why would you put your kids out there like that on Front Street? You selling your son. I'm sure Shador every practice ain't been great. You're not going to say that though, right?
Exactly.
Because we also know too at that scrimmage, Shador threw three picks that game?
Yeah.
That scrimmage, did we talk about that?
Nope.
No, we didn't. We're not going to talk about that, right? Let's not talk about that. So then you dive into the situation where now you're talking about
your quarterbacks, people are asking you questions that he knows the media eats. They love them. They eat them up. Why would you do that? See, the thing about it is, we're looking at the wins. Bro, don't sell your soul for wins, because at HBCUs, we have to still care about our kids. So understand something. There's a kid that's busting his ass. Case in point, Quincy's busting his ass. So how does that look to him? Forget Quincy. What about his family, his friends? The boy threw for 300 and some yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You touched on it briefly. So now it makes me wonder, like, are you truly in it for the kids, or are you sabotaging? Well, let's just be real here. Your son's a quarterback. I don't expect you not to tell him every play we go run. I don't expect you not to tell him every, mixed cue or what we're going to do next and the people we got coming in. But at the same time, bro, don't kick the kids down.
Mm-hmm.
Don't shit on them kids, man, because they busting their butt for you. Now, don't get me wrong. It's some of them kids that's probably not giving the effort, but the whole thing is about controlling the narrative. How do you expect a kid to play the next day knowing that you sit here laughing and just like, and I think when people are like, oh, you missed it, you didn't understand what he's saying. That's the problem. You left it where no one understood what you were saying. So even if you didn't mean it that way, that's how it was perceived.
Facts.
You left a perception by the media that, hey man, it don't matter what happened. Shador gonna be the star anyway. Shador versus man, please. Them folks can't stand in the room. That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You look at the fact that Quincy threw. Deion talked about the other running back, which was great, but Quincy had a career game too. We didn't touch point on it. Quincy threw for 330 yards, career game, 4 touchdowns. Why don't we talk about that just a little bit more? I'm just curious. Why do we not want to shed light on that because it makes it a little more controversial? So to me now, I'm like, well, damn, is it sabotageable? Are we gonna sabotage the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we not talking about this? So that's my spiel on it, man. I think that I heard some of the guys saying, "Oh, this is a bad representation towards Jackson State," or "You're coming." No, I don't think it's that at all, because there's no disrespect to Jackson State. Jackson State has a great program. They're built. I will be honest with you. We on right now talking about who Deion, but at the same time, why are we talking about Deion? Because, bro, you keep blasting your folks in the media. These are kids. They still babies. These young men still don't know how to figure it out. That's the one thing I can respect about the Southern coach. I think that's why he won so many folks over, because what he says, I'm in it to build young men up. I'm in it to build these young men up. You didn't hear Valley coach shit on his players when they lost. You didn't hear him say no. You didn't hear that. So I just, man, it really kind of bothers me a little bit that I think we're making excuses for stuff that hey man, that ain't how we do. Oh, I need some dogs and this and this. Bro, why don't you call out your coaching staff? Because we keep calling out and picking on these kids. Call out your coaching staff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not trying to go on the rant, man. It's just coming to a point. And the scary part about it is, what's going to happen next year when they if they lose a couple games? What are you going to do then? It's like you're high emotion. He's really emotional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't tell me, hey, in the locker room, hey, y'all score another touchdown. Hey, do the primetime shuffle. But then on the other end, we're not smart, tough, and disciplined. Come on, bro. Your kids are only going to take the personality of the coach.
Mm-hmm.
That's like me sitting here cursing in front of my kid and be upset that I heard my kid cursing the next day. I can't be upset, bro. That's all I got.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Oh.
Hey, you live? Hello? You live? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you live.
Yeah, this is Jake from the Bay, man. How you doing?
Talk to me. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm all right, man. I just wanted to just call in and just say, let's slow down. there's been a lot of hating on this song tonight, man. You know, Deion doing his son, and like you said earlier, he's a CEO of a Fortune 500 company.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're trying to grow the company.
Your phone is breaking up really bad. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, what's up, off script?
What's
This
up,
is
talk to
Goblin
me.
from Chesapeake, Virginia.
Hey, DMV, you good with me? Let's get it.
Hey, I think both things can be true. I think you're right that it sets a bad look, by him laughing. But again, it goes back to what you said. No one really knows what he was laughing at. Not a lot of coaches are in his situation where his son is the quarterback,
mm-hmm.
and he has a defensive back from South Carolina that was also his son on the team.
Yeah.
So we really don't know how he was trying to actually handle that. When he was asked, I agree he could have handled it differently from a professional standpoint. I do get that.
Yeah.
But I think what's really let him down is the coaching staff versus, his son. Whether he plays quarterback or not, I don't think that's their biggest issue. I think you also kind of hold him to a different standard, but
compared to who?
Not every when y'all keep using the phrase CEO, but not every CEO handles business the same way.
True.
Not every CEO has the same style. So I think we should just, step back and just give him time to work it out. I think we should really be a little more understanding because he did pluck Jackson State out of the mud. So give him a little time to work the program to where he's trying to get it to.
So let me ask you a question. Because I don't want you to keep going. I'll miss on a point. I agree with you in the fact that every CEO handles things different. Google does something different. Netflix does something different. Microsoft does something different, right? They all do something different. My thing is, because this is what I want you guys to clearly understand. I love Deion Sanders. I love Deion Sanders. But Deion Sanders, the player, and Deion Sanders, the coach, are two different people. And as a coach, I have a problem with your interview. As a coach, I have a problem with you being an NFL Hall of Famer and your team cannot make adjustments. Am I not able to criticize that?
Yeah, you should. We all should be able to criticize that. But I think he's not mature enough as a coach, and I think that's the obvious thing. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that caliber of a coach yet.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would like to see is some of his people in his fraternity as NFL level coaches come in maybe in the off season and say, hey, Deion, look, I can come in and help you with that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm willing to step in. He's not throwing his coaches under the bus as much as he's throwing his kids under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's really the Achilles heel of the team because like you said, we don't see adjustments. The same, they get beat with the same plays, same scheme, and there's no adjustments. It's more so he's getting the talent. Didn't he have the best recruiting class in the out of all the HBCUs?
Mm-hmm. He did.
He's getting the talent, and he's going to continue to get the talent. So that's not going to be the issue. The issue is, the strategic level of his game, which is basically the coaching, and he's showing his vulnerabilities as a coach. And I just think we should just give him a little slack on that because, not every coach that's asked that question, their damn son is the quarterback. So I think he could have looked at it as it's a lose-lose. No matter how I answer this question, it's lose-lose.
Mm-hmm.
And he may have just, kind of played it off. But, we all know what the problem is. The problem is really coaching. I think they got enough talent to put a better product on the field than what we're seeing. So, I'm with you, but I think both things can be true. He could have certainly handled it, differently.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you got to look at it from a different vantage point too. It's a lose-lose for him, no matter how he answers that question.
I'm gonna say this before I let you go. It's never a lose-lose if you answer the question with a football acumen, right? So it's like, we haven't made that decision yet. Let the media take that as they want to. You see what I'm saying? It's always a way. There's enough examples to show you how you answer questions like that, even though behind the scenes it is what it is.
But you're filtering that through how you would answer the question.
No. All I'm saying is this. No, wait. All I'm saying is this. To laugh is inappropriate. Period. To laugh is inappropriate. But if Deion was said Shedeur is a starter, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I get mad and say, look, I can have my opinion and say, you know what, that's wrong, but I gotta respect it. But at the end of the day, there's a way you answer that question without the perception being you don't care about the two kids. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, it's up to interpretation. Like, if you look at everybody that's called in, you look at what people are saying in the chat, in your chat, it's a certain group of people that see it from your perspective, and then there's a whole separate group of, and you even confirmed it earlier. You said we don't know what the hell he was laughing at.
We don't, and I know that for a fact.
Right. So that's coulda, shoulda, woulda, right there. You really don't know. So, to me, my interpretation of it is, no matter how I answer this question, because my son is a quarterback, it's going to be, it's going to be perceived, and it's going to be chopped up. It's going to be manipulated. It's going to be sound bites. It's going to be written a certain way or a certain narrative. So maybe he just laughed it off. I think you should just, give him a little room, because at the end of the day, we're talking about a quarterback situation when that's really not the main problem to what's going on with Jackson State. They got offensive line problems. They got coaching problems. They got, sometimes the defense, lets down on big plays, because really, let's look at it. They scored 40-something points.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough to win most damn ball games, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like sometimes they struggle on offense, but they're still putting up points.
That's fact. Hey, I got to let you go, my guy. I got a lot of people on the call, but appreciate the call.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What's up, Cut? Talk to me.
All right, man. I've been catching a lot of flack for the last 3 videos I posted. One, the Coach Maynard, and the last 2, Deion Sanders. And that's because everyone is looking at it just on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Question: How many opportunities to play at other schools did Casey have before this last game, to your knowledge?
I don't know. Not too many, I don't think.
All right. Now, what do you think his options are after that tape?
Oh, he got options.
Yes, sir. There you go. And men, we all know men, we have egos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every player that was released by Coach Prime, being that it's Coach Prime, and this is coming from the guy who actually clipped the videos and put them out for a reason. I'm just giving you my thought process, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every male coach is going to see, oh, Prime couldn't get those boys right. I can. I'm going to get them. I'm better than Prime. Those players are going to get opportunities. To me, and we have these personal conversations, yo, if you think you've seen Jackson State's team, that is so far from the truth. They were helping players get tape and setting their depth chart. That's what the screen was for. That's why certain players were held out in different games, if you haven't noticed, to give other players on the depth chart looks so they can get tape to go other places. This is all a strategy that is so deep. Man, I've spent hours breaking this down. It's crazy.
But that's just my opinion. Every school has dogs. Every school has dogs coming. And JSU is going to rely on a lot of freshmen. But the plan that they're putting in place, I think is going to be very good. Everybody knew what it was when Shador came. Everybody knew what it was. So they made an offense, or tried to make an offense to show what Jalen Jones can do. The offense they want to run is a Lambo, and they bring it out in spurts. Coach Phillips bring out the Lambo in spurts, but he thinks no one can run it like Shador can, because there's certain reads and certain things that they want to see. In the offense they want to run, the wide receiver has to be able to read just like the quarterback can read. Why do you think Shane Hooks hangs out with Shador Sanders all day? Everyone is enamored with the receivers that's playing now. Bro, when you break down Shane Hooks, he's on a different level. Akil Glass on a different level. There's so many players, but with the drama between the coaches going back and forth with regular trash talk, if you notice, go back and look at those videos with that. When you go to the end of the video, what do you see? You see Quincy Casey highlights. You can click on the card and see Warren Newman's highlights. It's all about exposure, baby. Don't get caught in the words. Look at the actions of the people involved. Everyone's making moves. Don't look at the surface. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Each one of these men that are coaches in the SWAC didn't get to be coaches just from shitting around. Everyone has different skill sets. Deion Sanders' skill set is marketing. And he's learning the ins and outs of being a coach/CEO on the fly. But that's about it. It was just a random thought I saw when I was listening. I thought of when I was listening to you.
No, you good. You good, Cut. Anytime, my guy. Appreciate the call.
That's just how I view it. And that's why I put what I put.
Yeah.
And that's why I put it out how I put it out. To me, the schools, that's great. I care more about the players than anything else. To me, it's about the players. I have favorite players. I do not have a favorite school. Everyone thinks I'm a huge JSU fan. Just went to Alcorn plays. Boy, them go Dusty, boy, Trigger Man, boy. I love all these players. They all dogs to me. Well, the one squad. Some people just can't play, but whatever.
Appreciate the call, Cut.
That's it, bro. I holler.
All right, man.
No problem. See.
So that's what I'm saying, guys. Everybody has their perspective of everything. I'm telling you my perspective and how I think a head coach should carry himself, and that's just not a good look. That's just my opinion. Hey, you live, caller. Turn your background down for me.
Hey, what's up, bro? You can hear me?
Yeah. What's your name? Where you calling from?
CJ, North Carolina.
All right, talk to me, C.
Hey, man, I honestly just saw the interview, and to me, it kind of seemed kind of weird, bro. You know what I mean? The way he left it off, I felt like he could have answered it a little bit better. To be honest with you, even with the Coach Maynard situation, man, like we got to be real about it. We know it's the coaching staff. The coaching staff is not putting schemes together to get their boys ready to play. And then think about it. A lot of these guys that's playing for Jackson State right now was playing for them before COVID hit. So you don't think those coaches in the SWAC have tape on them?
Yeah.
They know what their weaknesses are. So I don't think Deion Sanders took that into consideration. I know he's first-time head coach. I know a lot of those guys out there, the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, they're putting their schemes together. But those other coaches got tape on them. And this is spring. So me personally, I didn't think Deion Sanders was going to go out there and just run over everybody. Because I thought about that. Like, yeah, this is spring football. This is new for everybody. A lot of these guys may not be what Deion Sanders is looking for. When the fall comes in, it's going to be different to see who starts and who's not going to start. Then we can talk about something. I mean, I saw the interview with Coach Maynard and what he said, we recruit 4 and 5-star recruits too, but you might not got the recruits he got coming in the fall. So when the fall comes, it might be a different situation. That's all. That's how I feel about it.
Appreciate the call, my guy.
All right.
Hey, caller, you live. Hey, caller, you live.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it's you. What's up?
Oh, my bad. I was just calling. So I was about to eat something. I was just calling from Los Angeles, California.
What's your name?
I just wanted to just kind of speak as
What's your name?
one who went to a pizza. Huh?
What's your name?
Oh, Chris. Sorry.
All right,
sorry. I went to USC out here in California, big time football school, and I just wanted to say to all the HBCU fans, like the criticism that Deion Sanders is getting, I'm a fan of his. I grew up watching him play on 37. Is nothing compared to the criticism that we give our coach, Clay Helton. We can't stand that man. We wish he would be fired. We question every move. When USC wins, it's almost like a loss for us. Like, it's hard to say that to say that's just part of the job. That just comes with the territory. And I think Deion's going to be okay. I think he just has to focus on the basics, building up the line of scrimmage, offense and defense. But I would just say for his son, or the situation today with the laughing at the players, like you said off script, it's not a good look. Because at the end of the day, as one who plays football, you just want to know that you have a fair opportunity to compete for the job. And if that is being taken away, or that the perception of that, then it's like, well, what's the point of me working out? What's the point of lifting these weights? It's not really going to matter, anyway. And if you are a recruit, you look at that and you go, I think I want to go to a different school. Quick story. I remember Adrian Peterson when he was being recruited by every school in the nation, and he was thinking about going to Texas. And Mac Brown was like, Cedric Benson came back. We're going to ride with him for senior year. So he ended up going to Oklahoma. And he was like, I just wanted the opportunity to compete. So Deion just has to be very careful of just about the politics, how he approached the situation, because those things, definitely do matter. If Shedeur is the best quarterback to play and everybody on the team knows that,
then that's fair.
Then, yeah. But if we go out there and Shedeur isn't the best and the team know that, but he plays them anyway, or he, to your point earlier, he keeps them in the game, then, of course that's going to lose. And so, man, I'll just say as I close, college football fans, we are irrational people in the planet. 1 minute we gonna love you, the next minute we gonna hate you. We gonna defend our school against whoever says something. So it's just all a part of the game. And I just begin at a PWI USC with all our resources and tradition and history. We criticize our coach all the time. As alums, as fans, we argue amongst each other. And so, man, I would just say to HBCU fans, it's not crab in the barrel. Any of those particular things, we just have to let fans be fans and no coaches above criticism. If Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney, Ryan Day, Brian Kelly, Clay Helton, Mario Cristobal can get it, Deion Sanders can get it too. So those are my comments.
Facts. Appreciate the perspective, my guy. I really do.
Oh, no problem, man. Stay up. Stay dangerous.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, caller, you live. Hello? Caller, you live. 331, you live.
What's up, good?
What's good?
Hey, how long Jack State been on ESPN?
This month, from my knowledge.
My point exactly. The object of the game is controversy. You got to, man, people will tune into it. They look at it. If you don't have no ratings on ESPN, who's going to tune in?
Nobody.
You got to do something. Well, check it out. And Deion keeps saying, discipline. They're not disciplined. Check it out. When Deion grabbed old boy's shoulder pads and told him to go to the locker room, did old boy move? Nah, he had to grab him again. Still didn't move. You know what I'm saying? That's discipline right there. Ain't nowhere in the world coach would have told me to go to the locker room. I would have still been standing there. Hey, it is what it is.
That's a good point. Appreciate the call. Okay, man. Let me see this person. Hey, caller, you live. $843, you live.
Hello?
Yeah, you live.
What's going on, bro?
What's good? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Kobe from South Carolina.
I feel like you called in before, Kobe. Am I crazy?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind. You sound like another caller. But go ahead, man.
Yeah, so personally, I don't really see a problem with what Deion did. When he was asked would the other two guys have an advantage going into the fall, I would laugh too. No, you don't get an advantage. Nobody gets an advantage. It's a new year. It's a new year. Everybody got to compete. Everybody got something to prove. If you take that as, oh, coach don't care about me, or he finna start his son, if you don't want to compete, bro, it's not for you anyway. It's not for you. You feel me? Like, let's stop all that, oh, he don't care about my feelings stuff. But this is a business. This is college football, man. You feel me? If you that soft, if you don't got the heart for this, go. Go. You got to compete wherever you go. I hate to break it to you. Just what you did last year means nothing in the fall. You feel me? So we can just cut all that out right now with the, oh, he laughed, he don't know nothing about the kids stuff. That's not true. It's not true, man.
You know what? I can give you that perspective. Nobody's threw it at me like that, so I can respect that. My thing is this though. If you're you're Quincy Casey, you hear that, you see that, you had the game you just had, Shador's in the wings. How are you feeling?
Right. Well, here's the thing, right? For Quincy Casey, you put up 43 points. If I just put up 43 points against Alabama A&M, I'm ready. I'm ready because I just showed you what I can do. So if I continue this for the rest of the season, I'm looking at Shador and I'm like, show me what you got. Prove to me that you're better than me in the fall. You see what I'm saying? I just put up 43 points against A&M. Prove to me you got it. Prove to me you're better than me.
I can rock with you on that.
That's how I'm feeling.
I can rock with you on that. I appreciate the call. I can rock with you on that. That's not. I like that perspective. Yeah. Appreciate you.
No problem, bro. Appreciate you. That.
I really do like that perspective. I wouldn't think about it like that. Hey, caller, you live.
Yeah, man. For all the people who keep like taking up for what Deion did and all that stuff, there was no excuse for that, considering the fact that this man is media trained. He shouldn't have been tricked in any kind of way.
Facts.
And if I'm not mistaken, for the past 20, 25 years, hasn't he been the actual media? So there's no media tricking him into doing that, this, that, and the other. Now, as you stated before, Casey, he had an absolute. If he was at anywhere else and had a game like that, that would be headline. And quite frankly, still should be headline. And like it seems like Deion feels like if he shows up, he should get different rules than everybody else. Like you hit it on last night with the Alabama State situation. Southern had to go through their protocols. All the other universities had to go through their protocols. But he pops up, all of a sudden he thinks the rules should change for him. And for the people who keep talking about, Deion did this and that, for the SWAC has led in attendance forever in FCS and 1AA. The SWAC has always led in TV in 1AA and FCS. They get games on TV when you have the North Dakota States and the Montana States and JU. They don't even get on TV. They are jealous of what the SWAC has. They get mad because the SWAC is getting the notoriety. All of that was before Deion. But to his credit, he did put the spotlight as far as, those storylines and getting those games on them. But we can't overlook the fact that this man is media trained, and what he did, there's no excuse for it.
You know what? I like that because I didn't even think about that avenue of him being the media, him knowing how the media works and operates in skill.
Yes. And not with the fact that he's been in the NFL, that they actually bring people in to teach them how to answer questions. The same with those college players.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse for them.
That's real. That's real. I love that perspective. Thank you so much for the call. Appreciate you.
All
right. East Texas, what's going on? I know that 903 anywhere. What's up?
What's going on, man?
What's up? Talk to me.
All right, man. So it's a lot.
All right, right now, I gotta say this. Deion is going through what Nick Saban went through the first year at Alabama, bro.
Okay.
Everybody's riding him, everybody's talking bad about him and doing all these different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we have to realize that this man is all chess moves, bro. All these coaches after the post game, oh, we've been recruiting, oh, we've been doing this, we've been doing that. But you ain't been Hall of Fame. You ain't been to the FCS championship. You ain't been going up here to North Dakota State. I have not yet seen not one HBCU that made it to the championship. Think about that. Just really, really, really think about that. Deion, first off, let me just say this. A&M, when they played A&M, I hope the quarterback Glass gets looked at. The dude is 6'5", he's a beast. A&M ain't been on ESPN since 2019, and it was a classic. This ain't no classic. It was a regular game. That's all I got to say. That's what I got to say, man. Just sit back, watch Shadur Sanders, Shiloh, and that whole signings coming in the fall. Things are about to get real. But you got to let these players play it all out, and then they're done.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question, because do you know what Nick Saban went his first year?
7-6.
7-6. My ask is if Deion goes, I think they're playing 11 games. If he goes 5-6, then what?
It's fine. Don't trip. I don't think he's going to go 5-6. It's too I think he's seen too much.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is the defense, man. Look at the defense, bro. You're supposed to have the SWAC player, defensive back of the year, CJ Anderson, CJ Holmes supposed to be doing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not showing up. You got Nugget. Nugget can't do it by himself. He's doing the punt return. The man is trying to play a little bit of off. He's doing everything. And then Aubrey Miller he has no discipline. He doesn't play smart, fast.
I agree.
Like he plays tough, but he doesn't play discipline.
Yeah.
And what he did afterwards is not what Jackson State. That's not a part of their principles. That's not a part of the blazing tradition. And I think when you add Abdul McClain, who's the transfer comes from USC, when you add him in the mix, when you add offensive tackle Dylan Spencer, that 4-star coming from Javante Gardner, I think, coming from Florida, and then they signed another offensive tackle 6'5" coming from Florida, 3-star. You gotta wait till these pieces come together. He's working with what he has, and what he has is. He ain't got nothing. He's working with what last year.
So, okay,
have you played
you played football before, right? You play football?
Man, I am a sports fanatic, brother.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
I know the game in and out.
So let me ask you this. If you're not seeing players make adjustments, then who's that on?
Well, that does fall on coaches, but I believe that he had to. You got to test it out. You got to see what you have. You got to see what's out there before you even make adjustments, right?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. What I'm saying is, okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you the Alabama State game. The Alabama State games. Alabama State comes in and they show everybody your weaknesses. They blitz you every single play, right? The next game. Southern comes through. The same thing happens. I mean, you kind of get mowed off the ball. So offensively, they just manhandle you offensively, but defensively, you don't stop the blitz. Okay, that's fine. Southern just a better team than you. Then you go against Alabama A&M. They do the same thing again, and you don't make adjustments. My point to you is, when does coaching overshadow talent? When do you, because this is what I'm saying to you, man. And this is my point. And I've been saying this point I've been beating this drum. I'm not saying Deion can't get talent. I'm not saying Deion won't have talent. What I'm saying is if you can't coach up kids who are less than talent, how are you going to coach up kids that are all world talent, but they're still in the wrong position? They're still not making adjustments. They're still not picking up the blitz. That's my thing.
Okay. I see your point there, but we gotta listen. I think we want to see this. We want to see this fruit tree grow fast. We want to see it like blossom into this beautiful flower, right? But we gotta watch it nurture, man. And right now, this is the tough, rough patches that we gotta go through for D.I. Love. You know what I'm saying? And I hear your point. How is he gonna do it? That's the same thing that all these other coaches had to go through. Think about Jim. Think of Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. Think about Dabo Swinney, what he had to do. When we go down a list, Jimbo Fisher, what he did at Florida State, and now what he's trying to do at Texas A&M, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at Herm Edwards and what he did at Arizona State. When he first got there, it was rough, but they still went to a bowl. I believe they won, but it was his first year. They didn't do as well. But the second year, it progressed, got better. The year after that, Herm Edwards is doing well. Look. I'm looking around, bro. He's setting it up perfectly. And these players that are coming in, they're going to come in with a different mindset, bro. When you see players out there as a player, when you see players out there not doing it right, you get that itch, right? It's like a comic watching another comic bomb so badly, and you just want to get up there and just be funny. These players that are sitting back watching, they are ready for change. They are ready to actually buy into what Coach Deion Sanders and his coaching staff are doing. I just don't think the players are fulfilling those assignments.
Let me ask you this, right? Because once again, I understand football, so you're going to lose games. I get that. But have you ever played basketball?
Yes.
Okay. So if you play basketball, right, let's say your team has 6'8", 6'5", I mean, you're just super tall. And the team you're going against, the tallest guy they have is 6'3". And you beat them by 20, but it was a hard 20. You get what I'm saying? Like, they were a scrappy team. They fought. They did all this. My point is that I'm not seeing the fight. I'm not seeing the execution to be like, wow, they're growing. You can see they didn't get caught with the same move. I can see that they're getting better. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not seeing the growth in the players. That's my issue, because I understand talent. If they didn't have talent, they wouldn't be close in games. It's just that simple. If you're not talented, you're Mississippi Valley State, where you constantly don't even have a chance to be in the game. Jackson State has been in every game but Southern. And that's just because they came out flat and the O-line's just that much better. So you can't tell me that they don't have talent to compete, where you take A&M and you drop 43 on them. You can't tell me you can't compete where you stop Grambling on the 1. You can't tell me you can't compete where you take Alabama. You're up on Alabama State for a touchdown, and then they come back and beat you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Appreciate the call, my guy. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, this CJ again, man.
What's up, CJ?
Hey, man, I just want to say something off of what one of the callers said about Nick Saban. You got to think about this. Nick Saban won at LSU. He won. He was the head coach there already. He already proven that he can win. It wasn't like he was an assistant coach and then got the job at Alabama and got up to a rough start.
It was proven.
So that wasn't the case. I'm not sure why he got up to a bad start at Alabama, but they stuck with him because they knew he won at LSU and he had the track record of golden programs.
Yeah.
He has a track record. Now, me personally, I'll put Deion. This might be too early to say, but I'm gonna say it. The way it's looking, I'll put Deion Sanders in the same conversation with John Harbaugh. He was with the 49ers, went to Michigan. People saying, well, Michigan might be the next Alabama. But what is Michigan doing now?
Barely. They're competitive, but they're just not winning the big game.
Exactly. They're not winning the big game. So it's going to take some time with Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take some time. That's all I got to say about that.
Hey, appreciate the call back, CJ. All right. I hope your signal better.
Oh, yeah, it's good, man. It's good, man.
All right, talk to me.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. You good now.
All right, this is what I want to say to you, my brother. Deion doing this thing, man. And the guys he got on his team, those aren't his guys. He came in with a plan that is going to take time for him to implement. Right now, bringing a spotlight on the university, the HBCU, some of these players, not all of these players, the ones that's the cream of the crop of the team that's out there shining, I mean, they might have action at going somewhere next year, but they're not going to play. Because those aren't his guys. So if I'm a coach and I go to the program, it comes down to wins and losses, me retaining my job, not how many kids I graduate. I don't think that pay the bills, graduations. I think wins and losses, putting fans in the stands and buying merchandise and watching the games. You know what I'm saying? The streaming and all those things is what is going to generate the attention that's going to put the pressure on you. And when you're winning, you know what I'm saying? It's you can't take away from that. As far as him laughing, I felt he was crying, to be honest with you. Them last 3 games was an embarrassment. It was a reflection on the last program, not his program.
Oh,
my son
God.
played. My son played football, and it's a quarterback that's on the Seattle Seahawks practice squad that I watched play. Felt that my son could have played quarterback. He played running back. I wanted him to change positions, but he felt he could. That was his buddy, and all this other stuff. Ain't no favoritism, man. It's politics. You got to put your kid in the best position for him to get to the next level. And if it's your son and I'm the coach, then I'm going to play my son. I'm sorry. And if your son don't want to play for me, well, I'm not going to do it, then that's fine with them. But if we win it, trust me, they don't want to go play for them. So all these people that's calling me, I'm way out here in California. I wasn't watching no HBCUs. I watched Grambling and Southern on Thanksgiving. I got family from Baton Rouge. I had a cousin went to Grambling. Before I was watching HBCU, I wasn't watching no Alabama States and Alabama A&M and all these other Mississippi Valley State. Only thing I know about Mississippi Valley State is Jerry Rice, because I'm from Frisco. So at the end of the day, as far as the business standpoint, him putting a spotlight on the HBCU and the smack talk with these coaches, that's making them step their game up in their program too. Because if you bring it in 3, 4s, and 5s, then you're going to have to do the same thing, because at the end of the day, they're going to be talking about, man, this man came from not coaching, not having no experience, coming to a league with established coaches, been there for a long time. GPAs, they talk about it all the time. All these GPAs, there's all this, 50 players. Come on, man. I ain't seen none of y'all in the league. I ain't heard of none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, what he's doing right now, sometimes we got to just sit back and enjoy the ride, because he's making business decisions. This ain't personal. He said it. This is business. And if you don't like the business he do, you ain't got to spend with him. But if you win with him, trust me, it's going to pay dividends for everybody who are part of the movement. You know what I'm saying? The coaches, everything, because now I can sit back and I can pick schools. Oh, man, I like them uniforms with Alabama A&M. The quarterback was nice. I would love to see him on my team. You know what I'm saying? To give him a shot, because I see him out there throwing that ball, doing his thing. The young receiver, Jenkins, got hard. I've been calling in to you the last 3 weeks, telling you the boy Newman for Jackson State dropping the ball, looking like a knockoff Tyreek Hill, all the business. I'm thinking he might have heard that to wake his game up, because I seen he did his thing and I didn't call in, but I watched the game. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking from a perspective, not a dude who played the game. I know the game. Could have been in the game, but I chose the other game. Dig back. But at the end of the day, man, I'm loving what he's doing. I'm loving that he out there taking it head on, all the drama that comes with it, because we're talking about it now. You know what I'm saying? The dialogue is out there. It's going to be good. It's going to be bad. You know what I'm saying? But we got to just ride the wave, man, and be supportive of the movement and understand it's going to get ugly at times. But we can't go at each other. You know what I'm saying? We just got to just go out, put the best product on the field, You know what I'm saying? And let the wins and losses be what it is.
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
you call in to you.
Why
respect, man.
Listen. I'll let you go. Yeah, I'll let you go. My thing is this: why is it? What's so irritating to me when people say you can't say anything? Okay, this is my thing. People at your age, they be like, "Oh, this generation's so soft. This generation's this. This generation's that."
Super soft.
And then
it's super soft,
right? So then when I say, okay, this is how I feel about such and such, and this is it because I'm seeing it. I've played the game. I've played in college. I've been taught by NFL head coach. I mean, I've been taught by NFL offensive coordinator. So I'm like, I know what adjustments look like. I know what this stuff looks like, and he's not doing it, or his coaching staff is not doing it. That's not me hating on Deion. That's me making a football acumen judgment upon the game that I'm watching. It's no crabs in a barrel. Okay. It's no criticism. That's facts.
Let me say this.
Go ahead.
I thought about you, bro. I said, man, I remember the first time with my nephews and stuff. I don't even play Madden. I'm not a game player, but I'm watching them play Madden, so I get on the stick and I pick my favorite team. You know, they got the certain grades and levels for certain players, and they're supposed to do certain things, but you know that other defense might be stout. And you might think your guy is good, and you know what I'm saying, he got a nice grade, but he ain't hit that wiggle. He butterfingers. It could be something, the little things, man. So I understand what the man is doing. I understand that maybe some of these guys don't fit his system. Let's go back to being a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. If I got a Wiz kid come in and tell me that he can help my business get to another level and have to be a quarterback and he's my son, you don't think I'm looking into that?
Facts.
Let's be 100, man. I'm telling you again, my son, quarterback, Aaron Gordon, quarterback on Seattle Seahawks practice squad right now. My son played in high school with it. Way raw. 4'4", 6 feet, 205, put up numbers, all the stuff, man. But the politics of it all, man, what I know now, especially with my baby now, what I know now, the politics of it, man, you got to put your kids in the best decision, like I said before. Jalen Jones got to make a business decision. The dude who called in a few weeks ago and said he need to switch position, I'm sitting here at home, real street. Do I gamble big? I'm right next to Reno, Tahoe, and Vegas, man. When I sit back and I watch these young dudes, man, I see the boy got talent. He looked like he got next level talent, but he got to make a business decision. You know what I'm saying? You might have been decent in college, in high school, but we already know them dudes is little. You know what I'm saying? You get to college, they get a little bit bigger, but everybody ain't got heart. A lot of these kids were raised by their mama, man. They ain't got no fathers at home. Let's keep it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot down there be calling in from the South and things like that. I know y'all gonna be supporting your team, but think about this. Before Deion got there, we wasn't even having this conversation about some of them schools.
That's irrelevant. That is irrelevant at this point in time. We've already made that. We've already come to that conclusion. If Deion wasn't here.
So in saying that, my brother, in saying that, get back on topic. In saying that, let's understand that now with him having his son come in, I watched him with his highlights and all the stuff because I liked it. Deion played out here, so I like him as a player and some of the things in which he's done, bringing a little swag to the game. So in saying that, if I'm a fly dude, man, and trust and believe I'm that. If I'm a fly dude, now I recognize that. And I know his son should be that because of that. Feel what I'm saying? On some player shit. You know what I'm saying? Not another soft, because I can hear some of these dudes who call in, I'll be like, oh, I really do sound soft. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can imagine, on the field. You know, I'm 6'2", 235. I'm 50 years old, but I still, you know what I mean? I look like I'm 35. In shape,
all they say black don't crack. They say black don't crack.
If you got that in you, and your son got that, and you know you bring that, and you got some other kids out there. That's like being out there with your nephews, and you know what your son bringing. So if I'm out there with my nephews and my son out there, and he dominating, man, I'm gonna let y'all follow him. He's a leader because he come from me. All that other stuff is nonsense, bro. You know, me speaking on him and his son, I could never do that. All I could do is sit back, man, and know that you're making a business decision and let the decisions that you make be one you can stand by. Period, point blank. I don't care, man, them last three games, I'm laughing, but I'm really crying inside. Because some of the kids I had, and I believe they didn't live up to it. And I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry, Papa, but I gotta let your son go. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Period, point blank.
I appreciate the call, my guy.
Okay, have a good one, man.
You too, man. Listen, this is the thing with me, right? And this is the thing that's killing me. At no point in time have I said that Deion coming to HBCUs is a bad thing. That is irrelevant. That is not the argument. Nor is the argument that Deion won't be successful at JSU. Once again, that is not the argument. The argument is, one, the interview, two, the coaching adjustments that have never been made, and three, how he's acting as the head coach. Those are my arguments. The people in the comments y'all are flip-flopping in between, pushing the goalposts. Oh, I don't believe in this, and I don't believe in that, and you're not for Deion, and you're not for that. Come on, man. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Hey, what's up, Coach Simmons? Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man? Let's get the call. See, I want to break this down on the actual coaching level, man.
Go ahead.
Just my biggest thing about this is adjustments. The reason why they lost the game to Alabama A&M is three players. Number 32, 52, and 45. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the game, 52 was under every single pass was going up to his side.
Mm-hmm.
32, the safety, the one that got thrown out for targeting.
Yeah.
They have no depth. Whenever you try to come in as a new coach and you bring in your new scheme or whatever, you work with who is the best first. And then you build up the backups after that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 32 was the best safety he had. He left in the first quarter when it was somewhat close. After that, all the balls went to that same side.
Mm-hmm.
And 45, I'll give you a credit for one thing. Deion was trying to find a dog, somebody who had care, somebody who was mad they were losing. And he found that in him. But he has to get that boy under control to control his anger. That's the issues I have with Deion right now. If the adjustments he makes during the game or don't make during the game. Now, with his son laughing at the quarterbacking thing, I'm going to bring it back to you like this. I'm a little bit older than you, man. So I remember back when the Texas Longhorns had a quarterback named Chance Mock. Chance Mock was the starting quarterback. He did good the year before. But they had this freshman named Vince Young in the background. Do you think Matt Brown would have let Vince Young ride the pine for Chance Mock?
Is that you asking me a question? You asking me a question?
I'm actually, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, hell no. It's Vince Young.
It's Vince Young. I mean, you don't know what Shador has. It's like Matt Brown didn't know what Vince Young had, but he saw it in practice. So he let that boy come in and do his thing. I think, honestly, Jalen got to change position.
Let me.
Jalen got to change position or transfer.
Hold on. Let me stay on your point real quick about the Vince Young stuff, right? All right. So once again, you're making my point without making my point. Mac Brown, when asked the question, wouldn't have laughed at the interview at the question. I don't care about Shador starting. Me personally, I wouldn't start Shador against FAMU. That's my own personal opinion. That's no shot at Deion. If Shador is the best player, okay, Shador is the best player. But my thing is this: how you go about getting to that final decision should not be carried in the media the way it has been in regards to this interview. That's my only thing. Mac Brown, you didn't see Mac Brown. Hey, you have Chuck Holtz and you have this young freshman out of Houston, Vince Young. Oh, you. It's not about y'all. It's not, no. You see, like that's my whole that's my giddy up. I don't care if Shador is the best thing for JSU. Great, go with him, rock with him. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it is, cool. I don't care. Like I said, my personal opinion is I'm going with Quincy because he's proved it on the field. If not, okay, go with Shador. But how you do it is my problem. Go ahead, Coach Simmons.
Okay. Hey, look, you know what? I'll give you that. See, I'm agreeing with you on that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, this whole preseason thing spring season, it's honestly a preseason. I mean, I'm not going to keep it a buck with you. Deion does not know what he's doing. I'm be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
He's not adjusting. He's not changing the blitz schemes. He's not changing the calls. I mean, the timeout situation. They call timeouts, 2 timeouts in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So he's learning on the job on how to change offenses, how to do things like that. I get it. I understand that Jackson State hasn't did anything good since 2011. I get that. This is your rebuilding year. Okay. Now, I'll give you that. He has to learn how to not giggle or explode in press conferences. But I don't want to say this in the fall, man. I do not want to say it. But if you look at big coaches that come in, Ohio State had a guy named Jim Tressel. First year, it's crap. Second year, got his guys in, they won a title. You look at Urban Meyer in Florida. First year, crap. He got Tebow in, kept winning titles. I'm not saying that Deion's on that level, but I'm giving him some time. I'm giving him like 2 or 3 years.
All right.
Because honestly, JSU ain't won since 2011. What's 2 more years?
What exactly? What's 2 more years? Appreciate the call, my guy. Hey, caller, you live?
Hello?
Yeah, you live.
Okay, man. This Frank from Maryland.
What's good? He talk to me.
I just wanted to ask, like everybody on Casey. Yeah, Casey had an okay game. To me, it was an okay game because we didn't win, and I know it was because of the defense. But what I'm saying is, we have to expect more. Like, he had an okay game, but what if he come out next game and throw 3 or 4 interceptions? Y'all just want to hand him the keys because he had one good performance. He has to do more for me to even consider him as a valuable starter.
And what about Shador?
What you say now?
I said, what about Shador?
I mean, Shador is a quarterback that's going to bring scouts in. Shador is more of a marketing tool than anything. Shador, the NFL is going to be watching Shador. So that's why it's in the best interest for him to be the starter because he's going to bring all the attention. He's going to bring the celebrities. He's going to bring all the attention and put the spotlight on the sweat.
Bro,
hopefully his play matches the attention, but it will behoove us to start Shador because he's going to be the attention and the lightning rod that Jackson State needs and the SWAC needs as a whole.
Are you kidding me?
He's a draft pick.
Did you really just say that?
The scouts are going to be watching.
Did you really just say that, my guy? And you're in Maryland? Yeah. Are you from Maryland? I hope you're not from Maryland because you're making the DMV look bad right now. You're not from Maryland, I hope.
No, I'm from Mississippi, but I live in Maryland.
I'm about to say because you're not making no sense. Listen, Deion Sanders could bring in a white boy from North Dakota who you've never heard of. If he wins, it don't matter. It don't matter. Deion is always going to be the lightning rod. It don't matter who he brings in. It could be Shador. It can be Shanoa. It can be St. Louis. It don't matter. As long as you win, it works for Deion. It don't matter who's the quarterback. Really, it doesn't. But how
I disagree because you have to understand the age we're in. We're in a social media age. Shador has a following on social media.
So does Deion.
Before, like Shador has all these overtime channels with millions of views making videos about him. That matters to a kid when they see that. That matters. Just like LaMelo Ball had all this attention. That stuff matters, man.
Yeah, because he's going to the Hornets, my God. Like, listen, listen. That don't make you're making no sense right now, my guy. Because at the end of the day, if Deion gets let's say Shador doesn't play well. Now it's a lightning rod on the opposite effect. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is at the end of the day, all you want is a quarterback who's going to win you games. Period. And you can't tell me a quarterback who just threw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Oh, I don't think he's what? What?
No, he looked good, but that's one game. You have to do that. You have to do it consistently because he can come out next game and throw 4 picks and look terrible.
So can Shador. He can go out the FAMU game, throw 1 touchdown and 3 picks. It's everything is on the table. But the reasons you're saying the reason Shador should start because he's Shador. He's Deion's son. He's a public figure. He has a following. That's not how football works, my guy. That's never how football works. It's politics, yes, but football has always been about you get on the field because you either work the hardest in practice or you're the best option at that position. Come on, man.
And another thing that's been getting on my nerves is everybody's blaming Deion for Jalen Jones not being able to call for protection. Like maybe I'm crazy, but don't want a quarterback before you get ready to hike the ball, if you see a blitz is coming, don't you supposed to tell your running back, hey, he coming, block this man. Isn't that what a quarterback is supposed to do?
I don't know.
So why is it on the coach? Why is it the coach's responsibility to tell him every time that somebody's blitzing? Hey, somebody's blitzing. No, you see that man coming. I've seen plenty of games where Jalen Jones sat there and looked at the blitz coming before he called hike, and he didn't do anything. He didn't tell his running back to block or anything. He sat there and let the person come try to throw it real quick before he got hit, and it's in the dirt or fat.
Hey, let me ask you a question, my guy. Have you played football before?
Yeah.
What was your position?
I play wide receiver.
You play wide receiver, right? So let me ask you this, and I play wide receiver. How your quarterback? I don't know if you play high school, college, or whatever. Your quarterback, college?
No, I play high school.
Okay, high school. How much adjustments did your quarterback have in high school?
I mean, this is not high school. This is college.
That's not what I'm asking you. 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 I asked you a simple question. In high school, how much did your quarterback have control over the offense? Yes or no? How much did he have?
Not much.
Okay, listen.
What I'm saying is, this is common sense, though, man.
Linda,
if you see somebody coming, you gotta tell somebody to block.
Linda, listen. All right, listen. What I'm saying to you is at the end of the day, quarterbacks and offensive coordinators all move differently. Shador will probably have more control of the offense. Why? He's been in it his whole life. He probably understands it just as much as the offensive coordinator. Jalen Jones, as everybody likes to talk about, Deion Sanders hasn't been in that long. Deion Sanders hasn't done this. Deion Sanders hasn't done that. He hasn't implemented his scheme. So that tells me that Jalen might not have all the audibles and adjustments. Now, do I agree with you? Should a quarterback be able to do that? Yes, I do. But at the same time, I have to take into account that Deion might not let him do that.
No, I feel like y'all making excuses for Jalen Jones. That doesn't make sense, man.
If anybody knows, I'm not making
excuses. That man is a grown man. He's played at Florida. He's been in systems. He's a 4-star athlete. He knows football. He knows football. That's just his bad not reading the defense. That's not on Deion. That's why he got benched. He got benched because he can't read defense.
I'm not saying that's not true. I totally agree with you, bro. I'm not saying that's not true. But what I'm saying is you also have to, and listen, anybody who's watched my channel longer than today knows I am not a Jalen Jones fan. So for me taking up for Jalen Jones is saying a lot. Trust me when I tell you. What I'm saying is you also have to give Jalen Jones the benefit of the doubt to say, is he allowed to make adjustments? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You have to see it both ways. If yes, he doesn't read defenses, but is he allowed to make changes?
I guess, man. I feel like he was allowed. He has the knowledge to make changes. I feel like he just didn't process the information quick enough to do it.
He just can't read the defense.
And if that's
he
true,
probably thought when those safeties was coming down, or those corners were coming down, he probably thought, oh, they just trying to trick me. They're gonna go back out, and he probably didn't call for protection, and then hike the ball, and then here they come. You know, he probably just didn't know what to do. You know, but I feel like Deion has taught him, because Deion wouldn't act the way he's acting if he didn't teach that guy how to do it. He even called the defense out and said, what defense do y'all know how to run?
Mm-hmm.
And they told him, we can run this. And then when he said, okay, let's do that, the dude still scored a touchdown. That's on the players. That's not on the coaches. They don't know what they're doing.
So if they don't
if the coaches teach you something and the players can process the information,
that's not on the coaches.
You can't get mad when he's ready to pick new players.
If they don't know what they're doing, that's not on the coaches. Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't know.
No, if the players say, yeah, we can do this defense, and then Deion say, okay, let's run that then. And then when Alabama hikes the football, they go down and score a touchdown. Whose fault is it?
Everybody's fault.
Come on, man.
It's everybody's fault. Isn't that a team?
Come on.
I'm being real.
All the coaches can do is prepare you for the game. They can't go out there and play the game. Deion can't suit up. All he can do is teach them, tell them what to do, and then come game day, it's up to the players to put in the work. It's not the coach's fault that the players out there sucking. You know what I'm saying? It's not the coach's fault.
Listen,
we have to hold the players accountable and stop babying them. We're babying these grown men. It's ridiculous. Like some of these comments I'm reading, these people are babying these kids. I'm like, what are you talking about? These are grown men. Call them out. Deion hurting the players feel about laughing. Who cares, man? Toughen up. This country has gotten so soft that it's just ridiculous. But I'm going off subject now, man. But you can go on with your show, man. I didn't mean to take over your time.
No, you good, man.
I go all night.
You good, though. But my point is this, bro. I'm going to say this before I let you go. My point is this. You're simply talking about coaches prepare you. Coaches prepare you, right? Okay, if coaches prepare you, they're still not making adjustments. That's still on the coaches at the end of the game, my guy. If coaches, now I will agree with you. The guy who got toast yesterday, number 5 from JSU, A&M was picking on him at the corner position. They was picking on him. You can see it. He got like 3 touchdowns scored on him. But so that's he just got beat. That's just, listen, that scheme, that's A&M finding a weakness in your defense and them exploiting it. That's just that simple. Okay, number 5, you want to put him on 85? You want to put him on 6? You want to put him on 8? It doesn't matter. We got enough ballers to go around, and they just kept finding the mismatch. I'm not going to throw at Nugget. Why? He's your best corner. I'm going to throw at everybody else and make them make a play. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, everything is accountable for everything. Yes, the coaches have to make coaching adjustments. Yes, the players have to step up. But it all comes back on the team. The team lost. Deion didn't make adjustments. The players didn't play. But at the end of the day, you can't say they don't have talent. Why? Because they're not getting blown out. They're not capable of scoring. They're not capable of stopping. Let me ask you this. If it wasn't a coaching issue, why did they never blitz Akil Glasgow twice?
What you say now? If it wasn't a coaching issue.
I said if there's no coaching issue, why did they only blitz Akil twice?
Because they were scared of the arm. Because he was getting the ball out quick.
But at the end of the day, guys, listen, you're a receiver. You should understand this. If I blitz your quarterback, that means you're what? What have you become?
If you blitz the quarterback, what do you mean? If you blitz the quarterback,
come on, you're a receiver. You should know this. If I blitz the quarterback, you have now become a what?
What are you talking about? A target? Like, what are you saying?
It's a hot route, my guy. You have now become a hot route because the quarterback has to get the ball off faster because now you become a hot route. Come on, man. You play receiver, you should know this. Yeah. So at the end of the day.
Yeah, I understand that, but what I'm saying is that's what the kid was doing. They didn't blitz him like that because if they blitzed him, he was finding the open man and he's an accurate thrower. So he was throwing the ball, killing him.
Sir.
It didn't matter.
Sir. If you are getting killed with no defensive pressure from the line, bro, You have to blitz. It doesn't make sense to just sit back and continue to let him to keep picking you apart. You have to speed the clock up. You have to speed the timing of the pass. Why? That gives you a chance to keep everything in front of you and he doesn't go over your head. And then you just have to make tackles on the back end. They miss tackles, you miss tackles. You miss tackles. Then you can blame the player, bro. I put you in position, you missed a tackle. All right, you missed a tackle. That's a bad play on the player. But at the end of the day, to never change your defensive scheme up, that says coaching as well, my guy. You have to show something different. You have to. That's part of football. If I know you're going to sit back and you're gonna rush 4, rush 3, and that's it, yeah, I'm gonna kill glass. I'm gonna pick you apart.
So you really think these coaches with NFL experience, NFL coaching experience, don't know that?
You tell me, because in Alabama State game, they got beat by the same cover 0 blitz and didn't change up anything. You tell me. You tell me that.
Well, could it be that the players wasn't running what the coaches wanted them to run? It's a reason why Deion said we were playing musical chairs when he was switching players in and out, giving players their spot, because these players weren't running what they were trying to run.
Bro, listen.
He's been saying that in interviews.
Listen, my guy.
Like, why is he just on the coach? I do not believe NFL coaches don't know this simple stuff.
You listen. If you're sending a cover 0 blitz, that's what Alabama State did numerous of times on 3rd down and 2nd down. Why are you in empty, knowing you don't have enough people to protect? That's 1. 2, you know your quarterback is not a catch and throw quarterback. Come on, like, it doesn't make sense. You have to adjust to the adjustment. They blitz, you send more, you max protect. You have to do what you have to do and then let your receivers make plays for you on the back end. It's simple, really. It's really that simple. Now, if they just miss blocks, you can't do nothing with that. But to not do it one time, you didn't max protect for Jalen Jones against Alabama State, not one time. That's coaching. I don't care how you want to get away from it. It's coaching. Appreciate the call. I'm about to end this live stream. Thank you, my guy. Listen, Jesus, I ain't even want to go this long. But appreciate you guys for tuning in. I love the haters, love the trolls, love the support. I don't know, Katrina. Yeah, why they give them the perspective instead of being together. I don't know. It's in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the smoke. Like from Say, I love the smoke from Hebrew. I love the smoke from Ibex, whomever. I love all the smoke. Waves on Swim. I know who they are. It's all good. For me, it's all love. I know they don't know what they're talking about, because if they knew what they was talking about, they'll call into my show and we can have a discussion over live. But you can clearly see they don't know what they're talking about, because if you knew what you was talking about, you would call in to have a discussion with me. I'm not rude. I let you get your points across. I let people say what they got to say. I'm not, what's the word? Demonstrative. You speak your point. I speak my point. I let it go as that. But you got people who rather be in the comments being Twitter kings than call into a live show with the number right on the screen, right there. The number's right there. And somehow they can type and text, but they can't call Lynn. Maybe their service doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe, maybe they only can use it for chatting. I don't know how it works. You know what I'm saying? But I guess that's what it is nowadays. That's the, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It just, and then I'm so lame, but you've been on my live stream for 2 hours. I'm so corny, but you've been on my live stream for 2 hours, and then you got this little skinny helmet like you playing football, which you probably don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know why that's so funny. Oh my god, that is too funny for me. I'm so sorry. Like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. You like football, but you can't discuss it. You like football, but you Twitter fingering. Like, I don't get these guys. This is new age kids. Like, I don't understand it. And then what is this? What are you putting the Delta sign up in this picture? What we looking at here, my guy? Say prime time. What do you play? Are you good? You got stars? Did you go to college? Like I don't know. You say you like football, you might just play Madden for professional. I don't understand it. Like I don't get it. Like, but you still on my live stream talking mess, but you can't call it, and I still got my live stream number up, and we can have this conversation over phones. Like I don't understand. Nike gloves and you a bricklayer, you can't catch nothing. Like I don't understand. You stunned for the gram. Where the stats at? Where your stats at? I don't. Come on, say prime. Yeah, come on, man. You was on the old. That looked like you was on the old 99 Tiburon team. You was on Tecmo Bowl with them skills, boy. You stop it, man. I don't understand. Come on, man. This is just I don't get it. I just don't understand what we talking about right now. I like football, not you, Jack. You must like me. You want my love. We on 2 hours and 40 minutes. What we talking about? I don't. Mobs, ties, right? What? I'll scrape you. Boy, can you get your grammar right? I mean, if you gonna come for me, can I get some punctuation? Can I get some sentence structure? Can I get something? What's up, you live?
What's good, bro?
What's good?
Hey, man, this is E. I'm calling from Huntsville, Alabama, man. I'm originally from Montgomery, man. RP Dope Beat. Man, I watch the show, man. I'm a big fan. I went to A&M. I'm a swag through and through, bro. 2 points, real quick. I know you in your lives and stuff like that. When it comes down to what Coach Deion said, whatever, I feel like some of these people need to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes, you know what I'm saying? I've been in that position. I play a little bit of college. I ain't finished my college career for ball. Play high school ball, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? On a coach perspective, man, like, I agree with you on feeling like when you said, you know what I'm saying? It's a different way it could have been handled. Like, you know what I'm saying? For you to just leave it up in the air like that, I feel like that's unprofessional. When Coach Deion was having the interviews with the sweat media or whatever, it was some guy named Rashad or something. He was asking him questions. He was telling him, man, you gotta be more professional. You gotta be more professional. You gotta be more professional. The media, he wanted the media to be more professional. But for you to laugh or whatever, and you had, just like you said, you had a player that showed out last week, his first game or whatever. Sure enough, it was against the A&M people, but still though, you know, you played FCS ball. This ain't D2, this not D3, no knock to them or whatever. But like, this FCS. So for him to do that or whatever, you know, he got some type of talent or whatever. So I feel like on the parents' perspective or whatever, like that's kind of I was kind of shameful, like, or if I can put myself in his shoes, bro, he might just shrug it off. He might understand where Coach Prime coming from on the out, people like us on the outside looking in. People just saw the interview and just going off of that. Like, how can I take that? Like, okay, I'm busting my ass off. I finally get in the last game of the season, you know, because the Alcorn, it's the last game of the season. I finally get in or whatever. I show out and people ask you, your first response ain't is like, you know, Casey to do this, you know what I'm saying? Casey did this thing, then to do, you know, even though it could be to do it, job to lose or whatever, it's still the fact like how you could have put it off, you know, how you could have said it, you know. That's definitely right there. I know somebody said something about Flat being on TV or whatever. Man, Flat been on TV for years. The most notable probably be the Bayou Classic because it can be on NBC. It's a different platform than ESPN, and it's on Sundays. Besides ESPN channels or whatever. The classic between, Match City Classic been on TV for years. Yes, it's been on ESPNU, but if you're not a Flat fan, you'll never know. And then other folks be talking about other FCS. Man, I did not know who North Dakota State was until like a couple years back. They was on an undefeated run, and they had their first ESPN college game. They went there to the Fargo Zone for the first time. I didn't know who they was until then. Don't nobody really pay attention to the other FCS schools like Zane Madison, stuff like that, unless you're a local person, you know what I'm saying, you're alumni, whatever, or playoffs. And then deep run the playoffs on top of that. Like just the championship games, the quarterfinals, whatever, then people kind of tune in. Other than that, from the South, I don't really pay for today. But if you're from the South and you flat country or even like a little bit of MEAC, you know who them are. And then like that's what they was like, that's they never been on ESPN. Man, that's they had a 4-win season was on and had all types of games on ESPN last year. But not last year, but 2019. Just Fairview, just I think Grambling. And then it was some more games that was on, but they had the more counted games for ESPN broadcast than any other sports schools. They went 4 and something last year with their old coach. I mean, like I feel like it's just like a PG to get Deion from more notoriety, and that's perfectly fine. That's great. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Any position is good position, especially during this day and age. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm listening. Let's go. One last thing. I don't think Coach Lane was wrong. If you don't mind, I'm trying to stick to it real quick. So I don't think Coach Lane was wrong. I'm a bit.
I got two people on hold. I got 2 people on hold. I got in the chat.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, my bad, man.
You good?
That was my point, man. I appreciate you for letting me be on the show. And it's great to be on your show, man. You have a great show, and you have a great night.
Hey, you too, man. Appreciate the call. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, this is Jalen from Florida. How you doing?
What's up? Talk to me.
All right. For the most part, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. With the whole Jalen Jones thing, he was a 4-star kid, ESPN 300 kid coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't think he can call protections and all the other stuff, you can help him out by calling plays, bringing in a tight end, telling the back that he on this play, you're not going out for a route. You pass protect him.
Fact. Simple.
But they I don't understand why everybody just like trashing the players, because I mean Deion said that they not running the right coverages, and one half of the field was running one coverage, the other half of the field was running another. That seemed like coaching to me. I mean, yeah, the players are running the wrong routes, are running the wrong coverages, but like, how many practices we in and they doing that?
I can't tell you.
Yeah, it's really strange what's going on. Maybe they are treating it like a preseason and they just, throwing stuff out there, but they definitely haven't been running any type of adjustments at all. Not even, and it's not from in game. This is game to game.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Short turnarounds, and you still not making adjustments. I just don't get it. I really don't. Appreciate the call, my guy.
Yeah. All right.
All right, last caller. What's good, my guy?
Hey, how you doing, brother? You right about it. Coaching is the problem. Because, you have to make those adjustments.
Yes, sir.
Because that's what their job is. And the other caller who was talking about some pro coaches that don't know what the hell going on either. So, because they're pro don't mean, politics and pros is something else.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're right, bro. Everything you saying on this channel, these people need to know that you're telling the truth. It's all about the coaching. When something's happening on the field, the person in the booth supposed to call down to the person on the field and tell them, hey, you got to make these adjustments.
Facts.
It's the real.
Facts.
That's all facts, bro.
Appreciate it, Mr. Good.
All these fans need to understand, hey, ain't nothing wrong with being a fan, but knowing football is the deal.
At the end of the day, if you don't know football, then what we talking about?
Yeah, half of them don't know what football is, and they never played.
Or they can be, they can be whoever they want to be, but still they don't understand the game. But I appreciate the call, Mr. Good.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too, man. Anytime. Okay, now I'm really about to end this call because this is James Live. This is great. Listen, but let me see. You're right. you're right, and this is right. So I give you that. They can't cover. They can't cover, and they can't apply pressure. So I definitely agree with that. But once again, I am about to get up out of here. It is dumb late. I gotta go to work in the morning. But appreciate you guys for tuning in with me. Like I said, Katrina, Cut Day, all the haters, Waves on Swim, say top 5 every now and again. Man, love you guys, man. I do. When you go home, make sure you get Football for Dummies. You read up. You come back to the channel. You can call in maybe one day and we can have a discussion. Until then, we'll see what we're talking about. All right. Peace. God bless.